Later, the state of Georgia recently adopted new, more restrictive voting laws. The Mets won't start the new season until Monday night against the Phillies. Right now, the Nationals don't know when they'll start. 4 Washington players have tested positive for COVID-19. 5 others are in contact tracing. All 3 games of the Mets National Series this weekend have been postponed. Hall of Fame coach and North Carolina alum Larry Brown has an idea of how the next Tar Heels coach should be chosen.
In my gut, I hope Roy Williams picks the successor, and I hope it's somebody from the Carolina family.
Larry Brown on Packer and Durham on the ACC Network. Williams retired from the job after 18 years in Chapel Hill. This might only happen during a pandemic. There are still tickets available for the men's and women's Final Four this weekend in Indianapolis and San Antonio. The women's Final Four tonight at 6 Eastern on ESPN.
With no fees or minimums on checking and savings accounts, and an app that lets you bank anytime, anywhere, choosing Capital One is like the easiest decision in the history of decisions. That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios.
This is Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
On the road once again here on ESPN 690. This time at Jaguars Golf Club. Right here in Jacksonville, a good spot to be. And the golf course is obviously packed here in 2020 and 2021. A little on the cool side today, but I see plenty of golfers out there heading into the weekend, the Easter weekend that it will be. And on the cusp of the Masters 2021, that back to its familiar April Springs place on the calendar at Augusta next week. And, of course, that will be something we'll talk about in the next week or so. Brent Martineau here at Hidden Hills Golf Club. Austin Lane back in the Action Sports Jacks studios. And we've got news out of Major League Baseball where the All-Star game will be moved. This is significant, Austin, in part because they were going to celebrate Hank Aaron, of course, in the Atlanta area with this All-Star game, passed away recently, and I think that has some significance. But the voting laws that are happening in Georgia right now prompt a move by Major League Baseball to get the All-Star game out of there. Pretty significant.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I'm not sure if this has been done before from Major League Baseball's perspective. I mean, this kind of took place for the All-Star break that was supposed to be in Charlotte, right, for the NBA? Didn't they vote to get it out of Charlotte? Was that the plan?
I think it did. They voted to get that out of Charlotte. Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, so kind of a big day for Major League Baseball. You know, I mean, obviously sometimes things can get a little political, regardless if it's sports or not. And, yeah, it's just an interesting story right now.
Yeah, and I think the NBA making moves like this, I think is, again, they're a more liberal organization, the most liberal organization we have in sports perhaps. Major League Baseball, not the case, so I think this is pretty significant for them and their players and owners and everything else. So once again, we see this intersection over really the last year, and it's happened in sports for decades and decades, but society issues, if you will, sometimes political issues, in this case voting rights and rules impacting sport. So there is no host city right now for Major League Baseball. And they are looking into where that host city will be. But you talk just about the logistics of this, Austin. You got a few months now to pull something together and make something happen.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, at the same time, good for Major League Baseball because you know they are made up of kind of of a variety of races and things like that. So it's good to see them kind of following the landscape of the NBA a little bit and kind of being at the forefront of making this change. Now, obviously, some people aren't going to agree with it. But overall, I think, this is the players coming out and saying we don't feel comfortable playing there and we'd rather play somewhere else. As far as where that's going to be, they obviously have some time to do that. I wonder, if it's with Jackie Robinson, do you go to L.A. then? Because, he spent some time there, obviously. I wonder what's going to transpire from that.
Well, I think a little bit of the problem there will be California. I mean, California, what are they open to? What can you have there? All those. So there's some hoops to jump through, no doubt. But I guess the way this has been during the pandemic, there may be a lot of spots that couldn't wait to host something like this and pull something together quickly, especially with a lot of times events are in the calendar booked up like years in advance for big-time things. So it would be maybe hard to get hotels, facilities, all the logistics. But the way the pandemic has been, nothing really has been planned too far in advance in our world, not just in sports. And so because nobody is fully sure what to expect in July and August and October and all the rest. So maybe this will actually be easier than it would be in any other year or any other time to be able to do it. So we'll keep you updated on the latest from Major League Baseball. Have a couple of big league topics today. Anyway, I want to get to a little bit later on. But let's start in the football world. And we were talking a little bit before the show, and I thought you brought up an interesting point. Penei Sewell, it's his turn for the pro day, right? He's considered the best tackle in the draft, and maybe by far. It could be a generational talent. We talk generational talent with Trevor Lawrence. Penei Sewell could be that guy when it comes to a left tackle in the NFL. You brought up an interesting point. With all the quarterbacks, with all the star-studded receivers and Kyle Pitts included, how far could Penei Sewell slip in the first round of the draft? And if he does slip, would the Jags or other teams show interest in going to get a guy like this? A view we really haven't wondered too much about because I think Cincinnati is penciled in to get Sewell. It's almost like the fan base even wants the offensive lineman. But with all the buzz around Kyle Pitts, with all the buzz around Jamar Chase and Devontae Smith and Waddle, you never know what they'll do with Joe Burrow in Cincinnati. Penei Sewell slipping in the draft could happen. In fact, I think I saw Todd McShay's draft had him all the way down to like number 12 or something, Austin. I think that would be a severe drop, so unexpected. But it would be interesting to see who would run up and get him if he does start to slip.
Yeah, Todd McShay had him going number 13 to the Los Angeles Chargers.
Okay, 13.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
there's no way he gets to 13.
Well, I will say this, though, about these mock drafts, especially from Mel Kiper and Todd McShay. As you get closer and closer to the draft, they start to come to fruition a little more, and they start to become a little more accurate. Now, once again, are you going out on a limb and saying that Penei Sewell is going to fall to 13? I think you are. I still think that he's the favorite to go to Cincinnati. But if Jamar Chase is there, if Kyle Pitts is there, do they forego the offensive tackle spot and give Joe Burrow another weapon and maybe address it via trade or maybe on the free? I'm not really sure if there's any big free agent guys. That probably not, obviously. So I think he's a favorite to go to Cincinnati. But if Cincinnati forgoes him, then he could drop. And I think if he drops, and obviously Kyle Pitts is gone, it does beg the question, should Jacksonville go up there and take him? Because, and like to me, I compare it to, and I'm trying to think. So I guess it would be like Pouncey and Ben Roethlisberger, because I feel like they came in together, right? They're drafted together.
That sounds right.
I believe so, yeah. And like, they kind of always.
Well, that couldn't have been it.
No?
Nah. Roethlisberger was drafted before.
All right. Well, then.
Yeah, he was drafted a few years before.
Okay.
I want to say Roethlisberger was around 2004, and Pouncey had to be definitely later than that because he played in those national championships.
Yeah, scratch that then. But, I always feel like if you can get, like what are we talking about? We're talking about weapons right now for Trevor Lawrence. But at the same time, if you can, and with everyone's what they're saying about, Sewell's right. He's supposed to be like this bookend left tackle, going to play in the league a long time. I mean, if you can pair him up with Trevor Lawrence for years and years and years to come, I think it's worth taking a look at.
Yeah. What do you think is the can't-miss position in terms of projecting talent? Is left tackle, is Penei Sewell guaranteed, as much as guaranteed can be, to be good? Where Trevor Lawrence is his prospect, but we know the bustability on quarterbacks can be volatile. Receivers, I think, are hit or miss. I mean, you can get a better one in the third round sometimes. We know that's the case with running backs. Is it pass rusher, defensive tackle, and maybe left tackle, those big dudes, that if you invest heavily, if people really think, hey, this guy's the next great thing, they're often right that that's the next great thing?
It's hard to really lock down on any position because I can bring up Luke Jokel. I can bring up Eric Fisher. Now, Eric Fisher
but nobody said they were the next great thing, though.
But they're still taking 1 and 2 overall.
They were, so you got to keep it in the context. I'm saying Penei Sewell is viewed as like a generational talent, maybe. Like people are saying this guy is great. like bona fide star, much like they're talking about Trevor Lawrence. There are a lot of quarterbacks that get taken high, but nobody says they're generational or they're like a foregone conclusion to be great. Penei Sewell kind of fits in that mold. Like, hey, these guys think this guy's can't miss.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think you have a better shot at a tackle than a lot of other positions. I think when we hear about, I'm trying to think like the last tackle that was like supposed to be hyped up and then he never. I remember like Robert Gallery way back in the day out of Iowa. He was like really touted highly, and then obviously he had some mental issues and things like that. So to answer your question, if a tackle is highly touted coming in the draft, then yeah, I think it's. Will he be the best one? Maybe not the best one of the draft, but he should be dependable, and he should be great moving forward.
I think probably the answer to my question is if I look at the positions, I feel like the safest guys over the years. Look at Khalil Mack. People thought he was going to be really good. He is. Look at Chase Young. Look what he just did, right? And that was a guy, bona fide star. I feel like the defensive tackle, defensive end position is one that is more hit rate when people label guys to be great. And now there are some exceptions. Like Clowney's considered to be, whoa, he's going to be unbelievable. Never seen a guy like this. Look out. I don't think he's lived up to that. Now, he hasn't been a bad player, but he hasn't lived up to that. So I feel like if you had to nail down a position where if I took all the experts over the years and said, this guy is going to be great, I would say more often than not we're leaning toward the defensive line to defensive pass rusher position to say, you know what, they're right more often than they're wrong.
Sure. Yeah, I agree with that.
How about I'll present a scenario because I think Cincinnati is really interesting here with Kyle Pitts and all these other pass catchers, Jamar Chase reuniting with Joe Burrow potentially, and then Penei Sewell, which is the logic pick, especially after your guy just got his knee obliterated in his rookie season. And I still believe, by the way, they will take the safe pick in Penei Sewell because that's the right pick for the long-term build. But if he were to slip by Cincinnati, and let's just say Cincinnati, for argument's sake, takes Kyle Pitts, well, then does Miami do that? Do they take Penei Sewell and or do they go with one of these pass catchers? Because I think they moved up to number 6 to put themselves in a position to take Pitts or a pass catcher. But I almost think after they get rid of Tunsil, they got a young quarterback. I don't even know if Penei Sewell would get by them at 6. I think that would become the logic choice.
But then they just get Austin Jackson, though. Isn't he the rookie out of USC in the first round last year? Or 2 years ago?
Yeah, that was last year. How do they like him?
I mean, I think he's – obviously there's room to grow from him. I think he had
like an early 20s selection, I think. Does that sound right?
Yeah, I mean, I can't remember where he was drafted. All I know is he's from USC. I'm pretty sure it was a first-round pick. I don't know. I really have no idea how Miami feels about Austin Jackson. I do know that if you take a guy in the first round at the left tackle spot, you kind of want to see that through a little bit. I'm not sure. Like, I'm trying to look up his Pro Football Focus stuff right now to see, and like that's going to be the bearer of everything, you know. But
he was the 18th overall pick, by the way.
He was the 18th overall pick of last year's draft, right?
Last year, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what we got here. Austin Jackson, Pro Football Focus. So, ranked out at 52.3, so he's in the yellow, which obviously is not that good. I don't know. I don't know if you move on from him after 1 year, you take him at number 18 in the first round. I think Miami would go in a different direction. But who knows? Maybe they're all about Penei Sewell. Maybe he's the once-in-a-generational guy at left tackle, and maybe they move Austin Jackson someplace else. I just feel like if you invest the 18th pick of the draft, it's hard to go away from him unless you can visualize him playing right tackle or guard or something like that.
Yeah, I agree. Listen, I don't disagree with that notion. But I just wonder, is Sewell this kind of guy where you never really thought you'd even be in the mix for him, and now all of a sudden you end up with Houston's pick, which is number 3 overall. And I guess if they really wanted Sewell, they could have just stuck out at number 3. But they got a good deal on the trade with San Francisco. They moved back, and then they moved back into the top 10 at number 6. So who do they covet? Did they just say, hey, worst comes to worst, we're going to get Kyle Pitts or Jamar Chase or Waddle or Devontae Smith, one of these guys? Or what if Sewell slips to us and we can get that kind of upgrade because this guy's considered to be that good, and we don't have to wonder if Austin Jackson's any good. Instead, we get a guy that's bona fide, perennial Pro Bowler for the next decade. We feel so good about him. I think it'd be very interesting. I think it's really interesting with Cincinnati to begin with, and I think it'd be very interesting if Sewell were to get by Cincinnati, how a team like Miami would react. So it's a fascinating process, man. We don't love to talk about the left tackles, but we also love to say that spot is locked up for a decade. And I think Miami would love to solidify that offensive line for their young quarterback, future quarterback in Tua or wherever that might be going down the road. I can't imagine, I'm just going to reiterate my point here, I can't imagine Sewell slips too far. I just think somebody makes a move for him based on what people are saying. You know me, I don't sit here and try to pretend like I know how good Penei Sewell is, but if you read the stuff, you watch the stuff, you listen to the stuff on him, it's so good, the analysis. I mean, it's really like one of the better prospects to come out on that position in a long time. Well, I just can't imagine him slipping too far.
Here's what Todd McShay said about Sewell slipping to number 13 to the Chargers. Because he opted out in 2020, scouts are watching Sewell's game film from 2019 when he was blocking for Justin Herbert at Oregon. Let's reunite them. It's a bit of a shock. Wait, let's reunite. Okay, let's reunite them. It's a bit of a shock to see my third-ranked prospect fall this far, but 9 of the top 12 picks were quarterbacks or offensive playmakers, causing a mini slide. The Chargers aren't complaining. Corey Linsley, Matt Fuller were solid signings in free agency, but this offensive line still needs work, and Sewell is the best lineman in the class.
Wow, there you go. See, I mean, and McShay is kind of speaking to what I'm talking about. I understand McShay's trying to go with these offensive guys. The quarterbacks and receivers make sense. The quarterbacks, to me, make more sense than the receivers jumping up and get. But the point being, if he's got him as his third overall prospect, how does most teams, I think, are going to have Trevor Lawrence number 1 on their board, Penei Sewell and Kyle Pitts somewhere in their top 2, 3, 4 on their board? Well, then how does that guy slip to number 12 or 13? Unimaginable. I just don't think it happens. I understand for the sake of his mock draft, he got down to 13.
He has the Dolphins taking Devontae Smith.
Wow, that's it. And he had Pitts going where, to Atlanta or to Cincy?
All right, I'll go from the very top. We got Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson to the Jets, Mac Jones to the 49ers, Kyle Pitts to the Falcons, Jamar Chase to the Cincinnati Bengals, Devontae Smith to the Dolphins. Then he's got Carolina trading with Detroit for Trey Lance. Jalen Waddle's going to Detroit then. Patrick Surtain going to Denver. J.C. Horn going to Dallas. And then Justin Fields out of a trade with Justin Fields going to New England from a trade with New York. And then 12, Micah Parsons. And then 13 is Penei Sewell.
Yeah, it is no way. There's just no way, in my opinion, that, first of all, I don't even think Cincinnati in that situation would go Jamar Chase over Sewell. I think they might go Pitts over Sewell, but I don't think they're going Jamar Chase over Sewell. I'd be stunned at that. And then I really don't think he's going to get by the Cowboys at number 10, so they can go with, like, the second cornerback on the board, which by J.C. Horn might be a little bit of a reach at number 10. So,
but let's be honest, though, the Cowboys need a cornerback like that. I mean, there's no ands, ifs, buts about it. Like, that's what they have to address.
And
plus, they still have Tyron Smith too.
Yeah, I think they would be. Here's what I really think will happen. I think somebody's going to trade into that if he were to slip to 7, 8, 9 somewhere at that point. You know, I think somebody was coming up, and I guess that's kind of the nature of our topic. And really, your suggestion was: would the Jags be interested? Mm-hmm. Should they be interested? Should they slide up? Like, all this talk about Pitts, what would you slide up? Like, so let's just answer our own question, I guess, in a nutshell. How much would you move up, or what does he have to slide to move up and have interest in a guy like Penei Sewell and having your left tackle with Trevor Lawrence for the next decade?
I think that, because I don't think Dallas is going to – I think if he falls to 11, you trade up and get him. Because I don't see him falling – I just think if he falls to Dallas, I think Dallas goes secondary. I think they have Tyron Smith. They're happy with him. Obviously some injuries, but I mean, when he's healthy, he's one of the better left tackles in the game. So what I would do, because you have New England at number 11, and do they go left? I would trade with New England. I would trade with number 11 New England or number 12 Philadelphia to move up to get Penei Sewell. if it came down to it.
Keep in mind, New England had traded with the Giants to begin with, so the
Sure,
Giants might not even
Giants.
move out of that spot.
True.
At number 11. Hey, here's what I would target, Austin. I think you're kind of onto something. I feel like if I'm starting to sniff that he's going to drop and get out of the top 10, and that would be like, listen, I never thought Josh Allen would slip to number 7, so it's doable. Like, it happens. But if he were to drop Penei Sewell and you feel like he's moving out of the top 10, I would probably do my best to get on the phone and call the Cowboys at 10, because I think that's where you got to get, and hope that you're right, that they're going defense the whole way and they're okay on their line and they're not going to go after this guy. And so I think that's where I would move. I'd get ahead of anybody else picking. And by the way, I'm making the phone call. I might not be able to offer enough, but I think it would be an interesting situation to explore. We were talking the Dolphins and Penei Sewell, so let's just put a bow on it. We bring in South Beach Gary early in the show. What's happening, South Beach Gary, on a Friday?
My call. I just don't think the Dolphins are going to take Sewell, because if they would have taken him at 3 and not risked the chance of losing them. So what I think, guys, is I think Atlanta's going to trade out of the 4 spot with either Carolina or Denver to try to get more help for Matt Ryan, and I think they're going to move into the 4. Cincinnati, if they take Chase or Pitts, Miami will take the other at 6.
I appreciate it,
Gary. Gary, real quick question for you. Austin Jackson, left tackle, USC. Do you know how the Dolphins feel about him? How do you feel about him?
Well, he was rated just about average or a little above average to the Dolphins, but I think the Dolphins, Austin, are going to look for help at 18. Whether they're going to take they're going to take a playmaker at 6 and then look for help at 18. Don't forget they have 2 first and 2 second guys, so they can still get a lot of offensive help. And I think they're going to look for a bunch of offense, playmaker, offensive line help, and running back in first or second round. Maybe Devontae Williams in the second round.
All right,
awesome, South Beach, Gary. Thank you.
I think he's right, by the way. I think you have to do all you can do this year to put Tua in a good situation to be able to judge him, Austin, because you do have all this draft capital and the next couple of years. You've got to know by the end of 2021 if you love Tua or not. Mm-hmm. And so to put him in a good position to be successful, whatever that is, offensive linemen, pass catchers, I think they really do need to do that. So that makes a lot of sense to me. Let's take a break. We'll come back. We talk more football, of course. Later in the show, Jaguars pass rusher Josh Allen joins us. Haven't talked to him in a bit. What does he feel about all the new changes in Jacksonville? The draft awaits here in the River City. The countdown is on. We're at Hidden Hills Golf Club. Beautiful, cool day, but it's still a beautiful sunny day on this Easter weekend. You go to ESPN690.com for the Dream 18 card. Get a discount to play right here at Hidden Hills Golf Club and 7 other area courses, plus some free stuff as well. That's on ESPN690.com. We'll be back. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert Forecast on ESPN 690.
A very cool Friday, but plenty of sunshine today. The afternoon high near 60 degrees. Join me beginning at 5 p.m. for CBS 47 at Fox 30. Action News Jacks. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm TV meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beards Diamonds. Don't miss the buy one, get one free on wedding bands through the 25th.
Life is complicated. We all know it, and all can use the proper support system. You know what else can be complicated? Owning a home. And that's why Rex was built to go beyond the simple real estate transaction. Full-service agents for buying and selling, mortgage services, insurance quotes, escrow and title, even home repair, all one call away. I guess you could call Rex your home support system and not a typical brokerage. Call 833-REX-HOME. That's 833-739-4663. Want more? Of course you do. With all that convenience comes reduced fees, too. In fact, the average Rex homeowner saves over $10,000 when buying and selling a home. Want to get started? It's never too soon. Call 833-REX-HOME. That's 833-739-4663. 833-739-4663. Florida license number CQ1057788. For further licensing disclosures, please visit rexhomes.com.
Hey, boss, check this out. You're never home alone and you're never away from home with Safe Touch.
What now? Never home alone. Now that one I get. It's because of the two-way communicator.
Yup. Any emergency and you're talking with the operator in seconds.
Right. Never home alone. Yeah, but what about this never away from home thing?
See, with SafeTouch's smart home automation, you can control your house from anywhere.
What, is it that smartphone thingy again?
Yeah, with the SafeTouch app, you can check your camera feeds, turn on the lights, drop the AC down, lock the doors. Boss, it's like you're there.
Never away from home. Never home alone, never away from home. This changes nothing. I still hate SafeTouch, and we still gotta stick to the Crooks or Us golden rule. Stay away from SafeTouch houses. I need an aspirin.
Crooks know to stay away from SafeTouch houses. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of SafeTouch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Call SafeTouch today at 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
Looking for a new car? Well, look no further than my friends at Arlington Toyota. With over 400 new Toyotas on the lot, Arlington has the inventory you've been searching for. And with every new Toyota purchase, you get Arlington's worry-free 30-day exchange policy and lifetime warranty with unlimited time and miles. Check out Arlington Toyota today. Shop in person at 10939 Atlantic Boulevard or online anytime at arlingtontoyota.com. Visit arlingtontoyota.com/April for full details.
Firefighters, paramedics, police officers. They take care of us, and at AMCO, we're proud to take care of them. For over 60 years, we've repaired and maintained the most critical public service vehicles. As an essential business, we work on every kind of car repair with flexible financing and extra safety precautions. Essential, reliable, trusted. That's the men and women who are there for us, and it's our honor to be there for them. AA MCO.
Money tight? We can finance almost anybody. Find the AMCO transmissions nearest you at amcojacksonville.com.
My community means everything to me. That's why I joined the Army National Guard. I'm proud of where I'm from, and as a soldier, I get to give back to the people that helped me succeed. The training and leadership skills I get from the Army National Guard help me every day when I teach young people and look out for my community. If you'd like to learn how you too can serve part-time in the community you love, visit nationalguard.com.
Sponsored by the Florida Army National Guard, aired by the Florida Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Watch Tanika Hughes and John Bachman on Action News Jacks at 5, 6, and 11.
We make it a point to cover important local news you need to know about.
Perspective is important. It's not just what happened, it's the reason why it happened and how that impacts you.
Plus, it's where you'll find the Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
Weather is always changing, and my forecast will help you plan your day and week ahead.
Watch and you'll see why CBS 47 and Fox 30 is local coverage you can count on.
No matter what you are driving, you can step up to luxury now at any of the Fields Auto Group dealerships in Jacksonville. Cadillac, Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. Yes, it's luxury for less at all Fields Auto Group locations in Jacksonville. Plus, you'll also be part of their exclusive Fields Amenities program, where you will get complimentary loaners, car washes, and cafes. So whatever you're driving, see Fields first and step up to luxury for less during this amazing opportunity. Visit fieldsauto.com.
This is Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690.
Welcome into the show, a name you know. If you've been listening and watching ESPN for a long time, I know you know him. We're going to call him one of the forefathers, if you will, of sports radio, Mike Greenberg.
Thank you. Forefathers is an interesting, that's fascinating. Every day, as I talk to more people, I get older and older. So that's kind of funny.
Listen weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. in your car or stream them. ESPN690.com.
Brent Martineau.
How many push-ups did you do in 3 minutes? Did you try the challenge?
Austin Lane.
I don't need lactic acid build up when I'm in fight camp. Brent, you kidding me? Take my word for it. More than you.
Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690.
The utmost confidence that it was not a player-breaking protocol. We were very diligent in spring training throughout the whole spring training, and you know the day we landed in D.C. was the day we got our first positive. So it was it's only conjecture on what happened and when it happened, and we don't want to get into that.
That is the GM of the Washington Nationals, I believe, Rizzo. I was thinking when we said it was going to be Rizzo, I was thinking Anthony Rizzo.
Yeah.
But I was told that one, by the way. I don't get to guess. Steven's in for Kuz. Kuz off to another wedding. I guess people are allowing people at weddings now.
Yep. And, you know, Kuz's got a lot of friends, so He's got to get those in.
By the way, Steven, not Steven the caller, Steven who works in our building.
Yeah.
This is the first, Steven, jump on that mic. First time you've done the show, man. I'm sorry you got stuck with this assignment because I don't know how far you have to be down the totem pole or whatever to get stuck with our show. We've been doing this for 2 years plus, and this is the first time for you.
Yeah, it is. And I honestly, when Justin said he was going to another wedding, I was very prepared to be asked to do something.
As you should be.
Everybody's on alert in the building. Justin's around the age of 30, whatever. That means he goes to weddings once every 3 weeks.
All the time.
Thank goodness the pandemic interrupted some of those.
Yes. But now
And
we're
by the
getting
way,
back to our regularly scheduled program with weddings.
Kuz is going to have his own wedding in a couple weeks. He'll be gone.
Are we going to cover that one or not?
Yeah, we're not allowed to.
We're not allowed to, or like he asked us not to? Because I feel like, if we wanted to, we could.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we probably could.
We could.
We'll find a way.
Just saying. Okay.
Hey, I just got to I just want to let you know, parenting the next 4 years might be difficult for me.
Why's that?
Because last night we had a little baseball and softball at Bartram Trail, a little Creekside Bartram Trail rivalry. And both the kids lost on walk-offs in the last inning.
That's a rough one.
That was rough. It's a little different like with Ty. Because, Ty's at second base, and, he'll hopefully don't make a play or to kind of mess it up.
Sure.
It happens, but hopefully he doesn't. Kaylee, though, is on the mound in the middle of the walk-off.
Oh,
so
I got you.
It's a little different, That's a little different. You know what I love? I'm going to tell you this. I won't talk too much about it, but I could write a book. I am consumed by this, I would just tell you, right? As you know. I've been on the road, been trying to catch as many games as we can with the kids playing. There's just nothing like it, in my opinion. I was thinking of this the other day. I said, I think I would give up my playing career to watch my kids play. That's how fun it is, I believe, watching.
Nice.
I really do. That's to kind of give you some perspective. And I don't know if that's reality. It might not be as fun if I didn't play, right? So, or if you didn't play sports. And so you can at least get a little bit of what it felt like or know what it feels like to be them or whatever it is. But, it's just really fun watching the kids play ball. And I love that my kids really love the games of baseball and softball. So that's a treat, at least for me. But it's I rooted for this. They're both freshmen, and they're playing a bit. And I said this at the outset. I was like, I am looking forward to all the fun things, and hopefully they have some success. But I genuinely am looking forward to the times of struggle, right, where it doesn't go well.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think you'll learn. I don't know everything about my kids. I just don't. We don't. You can tell you think you do, but you don't. And so I said that for months. It's coming. It's going to happen. The struggle, the lows. And then it comes, and you're like, ooh, that's a stinger.
For sure. For sure.
But Kaylee's right in the middle of it, man. She's pitching 7, and she's been pitching her butt off too. But they got her last night, and a walk-off win, and but it wasn't that bad. I really do. I think it was really good for her and even her team, and I think the highs and lows are good about sports. I think that's what makes it up. We were just talking about this with Marco Wilson and Elijah Moore, and while losing a game isn't that. I was trying to put in perspective, there are games played every day at different levels, big league level, collegiate level, little league level. There are dance recitals, there are this or that. But when your kids are involved in it, it's it's the biggest game on the planet.
Yeah.
It's the only one you really, really care about. And so this happens all the time, winning and losing and stuff. But that's what I like about sports. You remember the times that you either made a mistake or lost a big game. You remember your bad games, Austin, your good games. But that's the highs and lows of sports to me, and competing and kind of feeling that roller coaster of emotion. That's what I love about sports, appreciate about sports. I think that's why fans are fans. I think they like to feel that too in a way, even though they might not want to admit it all the time. But the way we're living and dying with some baseball and softball these days in my house, it might be a long 4 years. That's the moral of the story.
Yeah, man, it's the life lessons. It's the good and bad. That's what makes sports so great, is that they prepare you for life, the good and the bad. And that's the biggest thing that I've taken away from really any sport that I played, starting in high school. I mean, when you're young, it's all about having fun. And then as you get older, you realize that there's more on the line, and there's prestige, and then there's the rough games as well. But it's all part of it. It's the journey that you take, and it makes you a better person in the end. So, yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, and you know what's here? This is the interesting part that I don't think you get right now. I'm going to say that. I don't know if you do or don't, but, I wouldn't have. If I'm 10 years younger right now and somebody's telling me this story and they're like, yeah, my kids are playing or high school or whatever it is, and I'm like, relax, man. It's just like a game, relax. But it is different. So the people that have done this and kind of, we've talked to older, they have older kids now or they've been through it and they sit there and they enjoy it, it goes fast, all this stuff, and enjoy even the good and the bad and the whatever. And then you're like, yeah, whatever. And now you live a little bit of it. And we do it in travel ball all the time. But I love the fact that high school, I was wrong about high school ball. I thought high school ball didn't matter much anymore. And you can tell to the kids that play it in all the sports, I think, that we know and that now we're experiencing, but that it does still matter. It's really cool that does matter. Winning and losing in travel ball doesn't always matter, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
In travel ball, it's okay, is the scout watching? Or, okay, we can play it again in 20 minutes. But it's really cool that high school still matters. And I started to think over the years that it didn't anymore. It was starting to lose its luster. But at least, it feels like it does matter to wear the uniform still, which is pretty cool in that sense. And so what now I'll be the guy in 10 years, so when Ronan's playing ball or whatever he's doing,
yeah.
And you'll be like, oh, man. That play last night or this last night, I'll be like, oh yeah, I've been there.
You've been there.
That's awesome. And that's when you'll be like right now you're the guy be like, dude, relax. It was like a game. You got 10 more. But in 10 years you'll be like that guy that you'll be like, I know what you're talking about now, Brent.
Sure, yeah.
It's because I've been the guy in your shoes too at that age. So. Yep. It is whack. I think at times it's unhealthy how much we talk about baseball and softball in our house. The kids are probably shut up. Steph and I dissect every play.
Yeah.
And that's the way. See, I love baseball so much, so the little things matter. And softball is very akin to that, but the little things matter so much. And so I sit there and watch so Ty and Kaylee played, and people are like, hey, oh, that's awesome. You get to see both in the same spot. No, you don't. No, you don't. It's actually the worst because I was locked in with Kaylee last night. Every pitch, locked in. I'm like, okay, she hit her spot. It's 1-2, it's this, it's that. And meanwhile, Ty's up, and I can see the scoreboard, but I can't see Ty. And so I'm looking at the scoreboard. It's ball 1, strike 1, 1-2. So I'm looking. But I just got, and then Steph will text me, okay, he walked, or you got to hit.
Sure.
And so that's how you do it. It's but if I had to pick, if the kids could play at the same field or if they could be in different venues, I would pick different venues.
Yeah.
Because it feels like you're missing more being there.
Mm-hmm.
And especially the way, because I shoot the games, I get the video of the games, and so I'm not going to go to both games. I just stick out one. Now, Steph actually stood on top of the bleachers and watched both. But she even said she hated it. She hated it.
But, I mean, you do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if that's what it is, and it's what it is. But I appreciate the effort, Steph.
Yeah, Steph with a good effort last night.
Yep.
So, anyway, congrats to Bartram Trail. They beat Creekside.
We have a new signing in Jacksonville, too. Breaking news.
The Damian Wilson signing is official?
Oh, did you know about it?
I kind of thought it was coming, yeah.
I got you. Surprised?
I guess. Not really.
Okay. Here's why I'm surprised.
Why are you surprised?
Because he's a 4'3" Sam linebacker coming over to Jacksonville in what we think playing in a defense he's never played in before. Because
is he a special teams guy?
He might be, but I know he started, I think, 13. Let me look it up here real quick. Damian Wilson started 13 games last year in Kansas City and started 16 games back in 2019 as a Sam. But keep in mind, I guess, because Kansas City, they play a 4-3, but it's a hybrid. So, you could call him a middle linebacker. I mean, obviously, if he comes to play in Jacksonville, he's going to be the middle linebacker here in a 3-4 defense. So I guess I can see that. But I don't know. I guess it's more of a depth play, obviously. But I think he can adjust going from a Sam to like a middle. That shouldn't be that big of a deal, I think. But it's interesting.
Yeah, he's a 27-year-old guy, 4th-round pick in 2015. Started with the Cowboys, been with the Chiefs. Obviously this is a Sutton move.
I don't know because Sutton wasn't there when.
He wouldn't have been there.
Wilson was there. No.
Yeah, I don't know.
So maybe there's some kind of tie to a different coach on the staff, but I don't think it's Sutton.
I was just reading quickly on him. He suffered a serious offseason injury in 2016 on his right eye while playing paintball. Be careful, kids.
Always wear your masks, everybody.
Yes. This has to be a depth play at linebacker, and also I think a special teams play. But you're not wrong to say the guy started 29 games over the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And won for the Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs in 19.
Yeah.
Then that is a little bit interesting.
Because you're not going to put him at outside linebacker. Like you're not going to put him at. You're not going to put him at a Sam outside linebacker like where Josh Allen would be. There's no way. Because I don't think this guy's really a pass rush specialist.
So this is a play behind like Schobert?
It would have to be.
Is this a play that they didn't think Schobert was very good?
Yeah, but at the same time, you're going to bring in a guy who's not accustomed to playing a 3-4 inside linebacker, and he's going to maybe take over, I guess.
Now, Schobert didn't come from the 3-4. Or did Schobert come from
Schobert? Well, but you got to remember in college, though, Schobert played everything.
Yeah.
Because he was a outside linebacker, he was a middle linebacker, he was all over the place.
I don't know what this means.
Defense.
When we get to this stage of free agency and guys are still available, Austin, my first thing goes to special teams. Like, that's what I think of. Like, why is this guy available? Why is he still on the street?
Sure.
Why didn't this guy get picked up a couple weeks back? And so I think special teams initially, I'm thinking depth. But I do think an interesting play here, and we just don't know, is there are some really wishy-washy feelings about the way Joe Schobert played last year. And so, again, they didn't sign Schobert. So there's no loyalty there. And I'm not saying Schobert's going to get cut. But if he doesn't play better, maybe a guy like Wilson can get in there and play the role.
Yeah.
There's no concern about Myles Jack and the way he played, obviously.
Shouldn't be.
Yeah. Interesting. Damian Wilson. I don't really know what to think about it. I honestly don't think much about it. Just yet. Like, I just don't know the impact. It doesn't get me excited. It makes me curious.
But it obviously comes with a little bit of cachet just because he did start so many games for the Chiefs last year and the year before that. So
yeah. Something to keep an eye on. Like to ask Urban Meyer and the defensive staff, Joe Cullen, like how they see him fitting in.
Yeah.
But a guy on the streets that, with all that starting experience, certainly helps you. Can't make you worse.
Or another thing, too, I guess you can take a look at is, do they have him in Caleb Von Chason spot on first downs?
There you go.
Do they not like how Caleb Von Chason played the run last year?
Man, that's an interesting one. It's a curiosity in the signing for sure, and it raises some questions. We'll be back. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. We're live from Hidden Hills Golf Club. Come on over. Say hello.
ESPN 690 Sports Center Update.
I'm Jake Mitchell. As college basketball gears up for its biggest weekend of the year, one of its best coaches is stepping away from the game. North Carolina head coach Roy Williams has announced his retirement. Here's Coach.
Everybody wants to know the reason, and the reason is very simple. Every time somebody asked me how long I was going to go, I would always say, as long as my health allows me to do it. But deep down inside, I knew that the only thing that would speed that up if I did not feel that I was any longer the right man for the job. But 15 years at Kansas, I thought I was the right man. And this time at North Carolina, I thought I was the right man. I no longer feel that I am the right man for the job.
And yesterday was opening day for Major League Baseball, with some teams even playing in the snow. Around here, minor league baseball starts in May. That means the Jumbo Shrimp kick off their home opener on May 4th. Sports Center Update is brought to you by Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Keyshawn Johnson, Jay Williams, and Zubin Mahente.
How many teams really need to change the starting quarterback position? That list is probably 4 or 5 teams.
They are.
Washington, Chicago. Let's throw Carolina in there, even though they have a starter. Patriots is 4. Who else?
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin. Weekday mornings at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio. Or streaming live on the ESPN app.
Beards Diamonds has been busy this spring,
getting their showcases ready for the largest inventory of wedding bands in North Florida.
So if you're getting married soon or want to upgrade your bands, don't miss Beards Diamonds' incredible buy one, get one wedding band sale.
April 10th through the 25th, and only at Beards Diamonds. All wedding bands are buy one, get one free.
Save thousands.
Plus, all stackables.
All right-hand rings.
All eternity bands and more are buy one, get one free.
See hundreds of the latest styles from famous designers at beardsdiamonds.com.
It's the largest selection of wedding bands in North Florida at the guaranteed lowest price.
Couples wait for this sale all year.
Buy any wedding band and get the other band free.
Now you can go bigger and better with the setting she's always dreamed of during Beard's Buy One, Get One sale.
April 10th through the 25th.
Get the lowest prices in Jacksonville, guaranteed at Beard's Diamonds.
At the St. John's Town Center or at beardsdiamonds.com. It's a way to support local businesses and to support local golf courses. And you get free stuff and discounted golf. It's the Dream 18 card. Available now at actionsportsjacksdream18.com. Discounted golf at some of the best courses in the area, like Southampton, Osprey Cove, and Eagle Landing. And you heard free. How about a free smoothie from Smoothie King, a free shirt from Baker Sports, and a free hat from Dome Hats, plus other local business discounts. Support local while saving hundreds of dollars of golf for yourself. It's the Dream 18 card. Available now only at actionsportsjacksdream18.com.
Got a business trip, long weekend, or maybe you just really want to try that new Toyota before you buy it? Then get it all when you rent a Toyota from Arlington Toyota. With easy online reservations and rental rates as low as $19.95 a day, there's nothing stopping you from hitting the open road. You can even rent 2021 models. Rent a Toyota from Arlington Toyota. Try it before you buy it and reserve your rental online at arlingtontoyota.com today.
Home Builders Institute is a national leader for career training in the building industry and provides students the skills and experience they need for successful careers. HBI training programs are taught in local communities across the country to youth, veterans, displaced workers, and other underserved populations. These programs do more than just provide job skills. They also build character and self-esteem, helping to provide students with the skills they need to succeed on the job and in life. Learn more at hbi.org.
Transmission problems? Call Action Transmission Specialists on Merrill Road, where you get the work done right the first time by the experts. I'm Robin Sidbury, the owner. Our techs can service all makes and models, and we provide a nationwide warranty, so you have the peace of mind knowing we solve your transmission troubles fairly and honestly and guaranteed nationwide. Call us at Action Transmission Specialist on Merrill Road, where quality counts. Get traction. Call Action at 744-0755.
Saying goodbye to a loved one is never easy. Hi, I'm Larry Self, owner of The Casket Store. For the past 20 years, we've been helping people plan ahead with affordable options and quality products. Often people are caught by surprise and in the midst of their grief end up paying much more for the exact same casket. We offer cemetery headstones, bronze markers, caskets, urns, and more at 40 to 70% off standard funeral prices. Please visit us at thecasketstore.com.
The American Heart Association recommends that everyone get a flu vaccine, especially seniors, children, pregnant women, and people with underlying risk factors such as heart disease, stroke, and diabetes. For more, visit heart.org/flu prevention.
Sponsored locally by Florida Blue. ESPN 690 is home for the Florida Sportsman Fishing Show hosted by Captain Rick Riles. Tune in every Saturday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. to find out what's biting now. Fishing so fresh, you can almost smell it.
Hey, it's me, your cousin, from Boston. I'm on the radio doing ads for Sam Adams. Now I'll be known as the Sam Adams guy instead of the dude who fell in the quarry. Sam Adams Boston Lager is crisp and refreshing, which is why I bring a six-pack wherever I go, except the movies anymore. Sam Adams, from Boston with love. Here's the legal part. Watch how fast I can read. The Boston Beer Company, Boston, Mass. Drink responsibly. Now, is that 30 seconds? Are we even close?
Max. At a certain point, you know it so well, it's like muscle memory. It's second nature, and you don't have to pay attention to the technique anymore. That's James Harden, the MVP of the league, and by the way, every season, he's among the finalists for MVP.
The Max Kellerman Show, weekdays at 2 Eastern on ESPN Radio. Watch exclusively on ESPN+.
I'm very proud of my game, and this right here, this logo right here means a lot. And I got to go out there every single day and defend it and play as hard as I can for this, for what I have in my chest. That's what it means. That number next to me, that's what it means. It's like $341 million reasons for me to go out there and play the game the right way.
That is Francisco Lindor. Mets signed him to a big deal. I really like Lindor, man. He's a fun player. I've seen a documentary on him, too. A really cool story about him. And loves to smile, man. He's a fun guy to watch play. The Mets have a good one. They signed him to like a $341 million deal this week. The Mets Nationals, by the way, COVID concerns and testing. You heard it during the show already with some of the sound we played, but that series is canceled. So the Mets, with all the excitement, can't even get going. The Nationals, with some more excitement of their own. I got Juan Soto as my MVP candidate. He's off to a slow start. He can't even get out in the field. So, hey, real quick question. Two things.
Yes, Brent, I watched the Brewers game. Yes, it was a great comeback. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it myself. Insane.
Did they come back?
Yeah. Hey, Brent. Yeah, they came back. They came back in true Brewers fashion. Yes.
Wow, that's a nice win. They were down 5-2.
I know, Brent. It's okay, though. Hey, you know what? Sometimes when your leadoff player of the year comes up big. Now, I think he got walked, but still, I mean, commanding the plate like I've been calling all season so far, good things are going to happen.
Hey, we're a believer in our on-base percentage in our house, so walks are okay.
Walks are fantastic.
Hey, I thought this, watching the highlights of a lot of the games, somehow missed the Brewers, I guess, but Houston wins again. There are fans in Oakland that were holding up signs about them being cheaters. Like, I've kind of forgotten about that storyline, but remember the fans couldn't go last year.
Yeah.
So they couldn't give them a hard time. But then I was looking at, like, Altuve and some of the guys that are still on that team, like Bregman, and I said, I wonder if we're tired of Houston by now. From the cheating to the winning to the, like, hey, that was a cute story for a while, but now I'm tired of it. Like, have they reached that point to where we're kind of tired of Houston?
You know, a little bit. It seems like the news cycle has ran its course. I mean, it's crazy how people want to say that the Houston Texans, are coming forward and trying to sabotage Deshaun Watson when we pretty much made it clear that's not the case. I think there's actually an issue going on with him, and time will tell as more allegations come out. How has nobody talked about the possibility that maybe the Houston Astros have, they're the ones responsible for COVID-19. I'm just saying, because everything kind of lined up perfectly where it's like, okay, Houston Astros are cheaters. Oh, and here's COVID-19. Oh, and here's the murder hornets. And all of a sudden we forgot about the Houston Astros. I'll be honest, I think they got off easy here. I think that people, for the most part, have forgotten about it. Now, every once in a while, if you go, play a pretty serious team, maybe the Dodgers per se, there's going to be issues, but set aside from that, I don't see people really giving the Houston Astros a lot of crap.
Are you saying that the Houston Astros might have behind the scenes called every massage therapist in the Houston area?
No, I'm saying they're more responsible for the murder hornets and possible COVID-19. I'm not saying the Houston Astros are responsible for Deshaun Watson, but hey, look into it. That's all I'm going to say.
You never know.
Look into it.
One of the big stories in sports just broke in the last hour when we started the show is the Major League Baseball All-Star Game is not going to stay in Atlanta because of the voter laws that just happened in Georgia. Listen, we try not to get political on the show. Whatever you believe, that's fine. The bottom line is MLB's moving it out. And the story, that's a huge deal. In a year where they were going to celebrate Hank Aaron and his life and his impact on the game, and they still will do so, but they were going to do it in Atlanta at the new ballpark, all this stuff. I mean, it's significant to move a game out for these kind of reasons. My question is, will others follow? SEC championship game, other bowl games, kickoff classics. Could we get some of that, Austin? Atlanta's become a hot venue to host a lot of things, football-wise and other sports.
Yeah.
Could they do the same?
I think so. I think that if Major League Baseball is doing it, then you got to take a look at other sports doing it. Because once again, I think Major League Baseball is made up of all bunch of nationalities and, foreign players. But I feel like they've always been more traditional in terms of how to handle politics. If they're starting to be at the forefront of things, then yeah, I think other leagues and other teams are going to take notice.
The Atlanta Braves, by the way, issued a statement deeply disappointed by the decision. This was neither our decision nor a recommendation. We're saddened that fans will not be able to see this event in our city. Braves organization will continue to stress the importance of equal voting opportunities. We had hoped our city could use this event as a platform to enhance the discussion. Unfortunately, businesses, employees, and fans in Georgia are the victims of this decision. Partly, they said in a statement. We'll be back. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690, live from Hidden Hills Golf Club. Who do you got in the Final Four? It's happening this weekend. We talk about it next.
Life is complicated. We all know it, and all can use the proper support system. You know what else can be complicated? Owning a home. And that's why Rex was built to go beyond the simple real estate transaction. Full-service agents for buying and selling, mortgage services, insurance quotes, escrow and title, even home repair, all one call away. I guess you could call Rex your home support system and not a typical brokerage. Call 833-REX-HOME. That's 833-739-4663. Want more? Of course you do. With all that convenience comes reduced fees too. In fact, the average Rex homeowner saves over $10,000 when buying and selling a home. Want to get started? It's never too soon. Call 833-REX-HOME. That's 833-739-4663. 833-739-4663. Florida license number CQ1057788. For further licensing disclosures, please visit rexhomes.com.
It's been 6 months since my wife leased her new Cadillac from Fields Auto Group, and she absolutely loves it. It's our first experience with Fields, and it's been terrific. They say you can step up to luxury for less, and we did. Not just a luxury Cadillac XT6. The car is beautiful, but the customer service is extra special, too. It was like that at Fields Cadillac Jacksonville, and it will be like that at any of the Fields locations in Jacksonville. Cadillac, of course, Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche as well. Yes, it's luxury for less at all Fields Auto Group locations in Jacksonville. Plus, you'll also be part of their exclusive Fields Amenities program, where you will get complimentary loaners, car washes, and cafes. We are now part of that Fields Amenities program, and my wife tried the loaner program. It was easy and a nice added benefit. So whatever you're driving, see Fields and step up to luxury for less. Check out their locations all around Jacksonville, just like we did. You can go visit fieldsauto.com.
If you, someone you love, your clients, or your customers are golfers, then you must get the Dream 18 golf card. It's the best golf card in Jacksonville. Play at 8 premier courses in Jacksonville, plus get a free smoothie from Smoothie King, a free hat from Dome Hats. It's only $95, but quantities are limited. So get a discount card that will save you money on your golf now and allow you to play more golf in 2021. Go to actionsportsjacksdream18.com now and get your cards while they last. The Dream 18 golf card, available only at actionsportsjacksdream18.com.
April is Financial Literacy Month. Most people can't afford a surprise $500 expense. So the best thing you can do for yourself and your families is to create an emergency fund in a separate bank account. You should try to sock away at least 3 to 6 months of expenses before you start thinking about big purchases or investing. It literally will save your life one day. This is brought to you by One-to-One Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union. Get more great financial tips at 121fcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
You're invited to shop at the White Harvest Farms and Farmers Market every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's a market of fresh and affordable farm-to-table produce that comes from a 10.5-acre urban located at 4850 Moncrief Road. There's volunteering, classes, and farming demonstrations. Also, if you're interested in becoming a vendor or volunteer, call 904-354-4162 or visit the White Harvest Farms Eventbrite page. White Harvest Farms wants to be your favorite produce market. This initiative benefits the Clara White Mission.
It's time for some straight talk. Your tax return could look different this year, but you're still going to hear a lot of noise about how to spend it. So when the big carriers tell you to splurge on the latest nonsense, just tune it out. With Straight Talk, you can get a Samsung Galaxy A51 for just $199. Plus, get the $45 unlimited talk, text, and data plan with no contract on America's best networks for up to 50% less. Tune out the nonsense and tune in to Straight Talk. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise.
Spring is on its way. Almost time to roll out the green carpet. Start planning now with innovative help from the Home Depot. Use our project calculators to figure how much grass seed you'll need, or just the right amount of mulch. Our online workshops and how-to videos will get you up to speed fast, from outdoor fire pits to planter projects. If you're ready to roll, so are we. Download our...
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown with breaking news. In response to the new restrictive voting laws in Georgia, Major League Baseball pulls this year's All-Star Game out of Atlanta. No word yet on where the game will be played. ESPN's Alex Rodriguez says the Dodgers could be great for the next 10 years under team president Andrew Friedman.
Andrew Friedman said it best, Greeny, when he won the World Series last year. He said, 99%. How do I feel? 99% relief, 1% joy. That describes how it feels to play in New York and in L.A.
Alex Rodriguez on Greeny. The entire weekend series between the Nationals and the Mets is being postponed after the Nats' COVID-19 outbreak. The Mets will now open the season Monday night in Philadelphia. No decision yet about Washington's opener. Red Sox and Orioles playing their opener today in Boston. Sixth inning, the Orioles lead it 2-0. Kansas coach Bill Self signs a lifetime contract with the Jayhawks. His deal will now be a rolling 5-year agreement that will extend at the end of each season.
The next generation of paint protection is here. New 303 graphene nanospray coating will provide up to 12 months of professional level protection, insane water beating, and jaw-dropping shine with one simple application. Visit 303radio.com for more information.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station. Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. This is Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
13 felt like 40, 50, 60, whatever. It was really loud, totally different. I mean, the vibe is way more normal. You're going to get those kind of performances out of the guys just based on the fan input alone. You saw the defense. The defense was outstanding. Our pitching was great tonight, Monday, and the bullpen, they just kind of a formulaic night. But to describe it, a lot more normal. We felt this is big league baseball again. It was great.
That's Joe Madden from the Angels, and Angels got a nice win to start off the year. Trout pumped. The fans are out there a little bit, and people are hearing them. That's good. I mean, it's pretty cool to see Major League Baseball and sports kind of back, not all the way back yet like that, but kind of getting there. Austin, just to follow up on our last topic, Austin Maida, I think it is. I can't really read it because my eyes are going bad and I'm in my 40s. Yep, there it is. Now it just checked off. Said the Astros, when this gets smaller and smaller, this is very hard for me to read.
I mean, do you want me to go on YouTube quick and look this up? You having that much problem?
Yeah, I'm having this much of a problem. The Astros
we got
to take the heat.
Okay.
It's their fault gas prices are rising.
Yes.
Their fault COVID happened.
Correct.
And their fault Josh Oliver keeps getting hurt is what I think it says.
It's all their fault. Yes, that is correct. And I'll tell you what, Austin, I think it's Maida. Yeah. I'll look into it. If it's going to become a Netflix documentary out of it, then so be it. But I'll definitely look into it.
Lifetime contract for a coach.
Yeah.
Bill Self, Kansas, probably wouldn't be first on my list.
Sure.
Who would you vote for?
I would vote for getting ready to pay the players then, if this is what we're talking about now. That's what I would vote for. No, listen, I mean, I think a lifetime coach would have to be Coach K. If he's not a lifetime coach already, I don't think he is. To me, once you get a basketball court named after you and you're still the head coach of that team, then yeah, you're going to get that lifetime deal. But regardless of who the coach is, I always feel like it's kind of risky, isn't it, Brent?
Yeah, I think it is a risky thing. There's two things that are really interesting and don't seem to work. The lifetime contract is whatever, I guess. I don't know if that's a reality because I think in 5 years, if something went bad, you wouldn't honor it. I also think the coach in waiting thing is a great idea. It's a good try to keep somebody there, but it doesn't seem to work very often. So I think they're kind of made up things that bring us to today where we're talking about it. I just don't know how real it is in that sense. So if I were to give a lifetime contract to somebody, it might be our next guest.
Okay.
Because I think he's the man fit for the job.
You better believe it.
And I've
On
said it for a
energy
long
alone.
time. He's the perfect coach for this place at the University of North Florida. And he's been a darn good coach, too. So here I am handing out a lifetime contract to Matthew Driscoll from the University of North Florida. There you go, Coach. You got it. Forget about those one-year deals now, man.
Coach. Lifetime contract, courtesy of Brent Martineau.
Well, first of all, there's the segue. Second of all, the people from North Florida can ask you if you're paying for it. And then third of all, most importantly, they want to know if we can get 4 tickets to the MMA and we can scalp them. Maybe they'll have enough money that they can understand how to lifetime contract, because I know those tickets are going for probably close to $5K right now.
Yeah, if you want the good view, Coach, it's going to cost about $5K.
That will cover a little bit of it.
Anything. I'm going to have a good view. I'm going to be right on the sideline.
He's going to be all nice.
Let's dive into that for a second. First of all, I think you guys said it in reality. What really is a lifetime contract? It's really just something to tell people like recruits, people that coaches coached before, all the NBA guys, boosters that are deep into what they've done and kind of way in which they've done it. But the reality is that you can buy that person out. You can pay that contract off. I'm sure there's something inside that contract that they can do whatever, or they can shift positions. They can move them into administration, put them into fundraising, or put him into something else if that time comes and now he's an emeritus or something like that works for the president or helps raise money or bring in funds. And so I really think you guys hit it on the head. I don't think it's a bad thing to do. I think it sends a loud message, especially for a guy like him who's, by the way, he entered the league the same year Coach Drew did, so 18 seasons now after Roy Williams left. So, it's really – you talk about someone who's been there, committed for a long time. Well, then why do it? Why do you have to do it? It just sends a message. Putting someone's name on the court or, putting them in the Hall of Fame before they die, which I think is really something that they should do more often. Before people pass, let's put them in the Hall of Fame. So I get why they did it. I understand the optic. I think optics is probably the biggest thing. And, it is what it is. It's kind of, I don't know. But I will say this, guys. From our conversation last week and from what we talked about the certain things to look for and who you should really pay attention to and who's this and who's that, we were really, really, really on point. I thought we had a lot of good things that we discussed that came to fruition. So this Final Four talk, it's going to be exciting because I think we're on to something as far as what we understand.
Well, and Coach, I'll be honest. I think we should do a podcast next year and start making some real money off it because the way we've been talking about this Final Four shaping out, we haven't done a bad job talking about it.
Let's hope the bettors are listening to us.
There we go.
Hey, before we get to the final,
Americans, Ben.
Hey, before we get to the Final Four question, I want to ask you about Roy Williams and retirement. It wasn't an April Fool's joke, apparently. We wondered if it was.
Well,
his impact on the game, from your perspective, a guy that obviously has been in the college basketball world for a while now.
So a couple things. Number one, I was hoping so badly that he was going to come out to his press conference and say, I know most of you were thinking or wondering if this was an April Fool's joke, but in reality, I want to let you know that I've decided to enter the coaching transfer portal. And he was, instead of being a player entering the portal, he was going to be a coach entering the portal and see who wanted him. But you know, he stepped away from it. If you read his quotes, he's not ill. He's not sick. He just thinks that some things have passed him. He didn't like the way some things transpired. He doesn't like the way in which some of the things that were more simple or maybe more genuine as far as the way the profession was going and all those things. He just felt like getting to be 70 now and being at that age and doing this for so long. You know, the thing that he'll always be famous for, in my opinion, you know, everybody talks about the Carolina break. And I think, you know, of course, Dean started it, but I think Roy took it to Kansas. And when he took it to Kansas, he made it even that much more popular. And what you guys don't know is that in 2003, when I got hired at Valparaiso, Coach Drew gave me a project when I first got there, eight video VHS tapes. And he said, I want you to tell me why Kansas is so great in early offense and what they do. Kirk Heinrich, if you remember, was the point guard.
Yeah.
So I studied Roy Williams, and I came away with the answer. And what's crazy is Coach Drew, to this day, 18 seasons later, going to the Final Four with chance to win the national championship, has never used one thing that I told him about that experiment and about that task. I'm serious. He never used one thing that I gave him. But the beauty of it is, guys, is I learned in JUCO from Coach Hartung, is that you'll never waste a moment and you never waste an opportunity for some reason or for some way. It's going to come back full circle. Sure enough, when I get the job at the University of North Florida, we enter the ball the way Kansas enters the ball. We cut the lane line the way Kurt Heinrich cut the lane line, and we're one of the best offensive teams in the country because we do those things. So for me, Roy Williams will always be a part of us because we really took what he did and we put it into play all the time as we enter the ball. So I think the other thing too about him too is he was like a coach's coach. Like he was like a real human being. He was very, very, very humble, very, very, very easy to talk to. I do this thing on Sundays in recruiting, and it's called Championship Sundays. And what do I do? Do you know? You
I got
follow
nothing.
me on Twitter enough, you'll know.
Okay.
I probably should know. I do follow you on Twitter.
So I bring Dunkin' Donuts on Sunday morning, and the reason I bring it is because of my faith and my belief. I feel like I can give a blessing to these guys who might have had a late Saturday night and maybe didn't get a chance to get up early enough to get a Sunday breakfast. So I bring these donuts. And one time I went by Roy Williams, and 8 o'clock game, and obviously it's a good player if Roy Williams is there. And I walk by the coaches, and I walk around, and I just like, would you like a donut? Would you like a donut? And I walked, and I'm thinking to myself, man, I wonder if Roy Williams is going to take a donut. Like, you know what I mean? Like the Seinfeld episode, when what's my man was Duncan, what's his name? What's the famous baseball guy?
You're talking about
Roger Maris.
The Yankee Clipper. Who was the Yankee Clipper?
DiMaggio.
Joe DiMaggio, the Yankee Clipper.
Yeah, it was Duncan. Yeah, he was over there going, hey. But my point is, I was thinking to myself, like, I wonder if Roy Williams is going to grab a donut. So I walk over, and I'm like, Coach, I'd like to give you a blessing. Would you like a donut? And he, without hesitation, you could see he was waiting for me to come. And he's like, hey, thanks. And I said, by the way, if you want two, and he said, absolutely. You know what I mean? So, like, that was really cool. That he's just a dude, and I'm happy for him. And obviously, whoever gets that job, they can throw out whatever name they want to throw out. But it's a different level. Being in the ACC for 5 years, I understand Carolina and Duke and that stuff, and it's a whole different level when you coach in a place like that. It's a lot more than coaching basketball, if that makes sense.
Coach, let me follow up one more time before we get to more of the Final Four, but I have this, and I'm not afraid to say it sometimes. I think in college football and college basketball, I think we can get really wrapped up in the coaches, especially in big-time ball. The salaries are so much. It feels like it's coach-centric so much. And I don't like that. I don't like that part sometimes. But I don't want to confuse that with especially with some of the stuff that's gone on in the NCAA, that everybody's a bad guy. Overall, when you run into some of these coaches that everybody knows, these big-time coaches, if you will, is the profession full of a lot of good people and genuinely good people that are trying to groom young men?
I can't believe you asked this question. Like, sometimes I think you guys are like following me on my phone. So Kerry asked me this all the time, like during the tournament. You know, because I'm 56 now. I was president of assistant coaching, so obviously I know a lot of people. And, like, she's like, what about him? What about him? And I keep saying, yeah, he's a really good guy. He's a really good guy. Kerry, here's what I think, guys. I think everywhere in life, you know, you want to talk about the priesthood, you want to talk about professors, you want to talk about lawyers, whatever. I think there's like 95% of the people are good dudes. And then there's 5% that, you know, whack it out. And the problem is the 5% sometimes get all the headlines and they make the water look a little bit mucky. But at the end of the day, like Tom Izzo, I can remember like it was nothing. I told Coach Kennan, I said, listen, before we get up, Tom Izzo is going to be on his phone at this court. He's like, no way. I'm telling you. Now, I didn't know at the time the Cavs were going at him hard. But, like, every day I'd seen him out on the road. So he's sitting next to me, and his phone rings, and Coach Kennan was on the other court, so I take a picture of it, and I send it to him. And he kind of looks at me kind of like, oh, I'm like, what are you doing? And I turned to Coach Izzo, and I said, you just don't realize this, but Coach is going to buy me dinner tonight. You know, so he like looked at me and laughed. I said, Coach, I just had a bet that you were going to, you know, Coach is going to buy dinner tonight because you picked up your phone and made a phone call. And then what's funny is, so I go play Michigan State. He says to me up to the game, maybe it's 12:30. And he says to me up to the game, he says, hey, this is the exact quote, guy. This is the year we won the championship in 14-15. He says to me, golly, Coach, you guys looked a whole lot you guys, no, he didn't say you looked. You guys played a whole lot better against IU than you did tonight. and I looked at him and I kind of paused because this brother ain't never had to do what we had to do. You know what I mean? Like, this brother ain't never had to go play $500,000 a day. And I looked at him like it's straight, and I wanted to laugh, but obviously I'm not going to. I said, Coach, you just don't understand what we have to do. And he kind of shrugged his shoulder. He's like, oh, good luck the rest of the season. It's good to, you know. So, I mean, like, there's a lot of good dudes out there. I mean, Billy Donovan, like he almost screwed up the whole Dallas Moore recruitment. Because he kept, you know, hey, man, somebody better get on this dude. I'm like, Coach, like, can you just be quiet? He, like somebody like, I quit sitting with him, you know, and he's a good friend, you know. And so, like there's a lot of good ones. And I know, like, they make a lot of money, but, Brent, check this out. So my man from the Mets makes, what, $341 now, right? Signed 10 years, right?
Yeah.
So you read the story about him when he was 15 years old and about where this kid was driven and how great a hands he had. And, you know, and I'm not saying nothing about Ty or, you know, you're like Russell Mott, like guys that, you know, good golfers that are young and they got what they – like, check this out. Like, if you're that dude, right, why should anybody be mad at these dudes? Because the owners are the ones paying them. So here's a guy. Let's take Saban, for instance. Here's a guy that's bringing in hundreds of millions of dollars to the Tuscaloosa community, to the school in general, to the business school, the nursing school, the law school. Like, if you look back and you see all the years he's been there, and like Forbes magazine did an article on this, how much money since Saban's been in Alabama that's come into that town, into that school, and not football money. Like, people moving in, people staying, tuition going up. Like, think about that. Out-of-state tuition is twice as in-state. All those out-of-state kids that come to school that want to go to a football school. Like, so the amount of money that these people are generating, if they were the CEO at AT&T or they the CEO at Delta Airlines or wherever, right, CBS, right, if they were, like, whatever, like ESPN, like, those people would be having, like, you know, $8 million bonuses or $20 million bonuses or share stock or whatever because of what they're doing, you know, for the common good of everything. And then you say, well, that's why we should pay the athletes, and that's obviously a conversation that we could get into forever. So I just think sometimes these coaches get the raw end of the conversation. Like, well, why are they making $10 million? Well, if you're bringing in $100 million, I mean, it's no different than the CEO at a major corporation.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's why we still get paid peanuts, Austin, you and me.
Yeah,
Zero economic impact on this place.
Without a doubt.
Do you remember the show that got all the awards? Jennifer Aniston. It was like a true
Friends?
story.
Oh.
No. But that's a good answer. I didn't describe that right. Just recently, it was called Good Morning.
Oh, it was the morning show.
The morning show.
Yeah.
The morning show. It was like I think it was like kind of a true story about the guy that got in trouble for the sexual misconduct or whatever. He had a button in his office or something like that. Anyways, like when you watch that show and you really pay attention to that, like those people were making like $10, $15, $20 million a year.
Yeah.
Those big time people on TV that, the Good Morning Show and all that kind of stuff. And you say, oh my Lord, like they're making that. Well, guess how much the corporation's bringing in?
Yeah.
You better believe it.
No
like
doubt.
Billions. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so,
no doubt.
So that's a good show, by the way.
Hey, I'll look it up, and Coach, that's why we have you on for free. It's just to tell us who's going to be in the championship game and win the Final Four. Gonzaga, Baylor, right?
Was the best. Don't forget, General Hospital was the best soap opera. But go ahead.
I'm pretty sure that my grandma would agree with you.
I thought it was Days of Our Lives, but
no. You know that story about Elway, though, right? I think it was Days of Our Lives, wasn't it? You heard that story about Elway, right?
No,
I have no idea.
Yeah. Y'all need to Google it, look it up. Like he wouldn't get on the plane. I think he was gonna sign with Denver, and he wouldn't get on the plane until like 3:00 because he had a thing with his linemen. They all watched. It was either Days of Our Lives or one of those. They watched the soap opera every afternoon. So he told them that he couldn't get there till 3. Yeah, look up, Google it, look it up. You'll see. It's a good article.
Well, now it even makes me more upset that he beat the Green Bay Packers in the Super Bowl. Like now, like I thought I was over it, and now I'm just even more upset about it. So thanks, Coach.
This guy watches soap operas. He's beating my team.
Hey, it's got to be Gonzaga Baylor, right, on Monday night? Is that who's playing for the title? What do you think?
I mean, when you look at the number ones and kind of what they've had to persevere through, and if you look at Gonzaga all year long and how consistent they've been from the beginning all the way through where they are now, and then Baylor, the 23-day pause was a huge interruption. It was very, very bad timing, so to speak. However, it's interesting talking to Coach and the assistants. Like, they think like last year when they were like 26-2 or whatever they were, they think they may have peaked a little too early.
Huh.
And now, because of the pause, they feel like they've been able to kind of get some stuff and kind of regroup and kind of re-understand some sort of thing. So they think we're actually trending in the right direction now, which is interesting. And I told Coach, we really got to dive into this more after the season to see how you can take an older team like this and actually make a pause without it really having a pause. But anyways, definitely going to be, I would say on the book. Let's just start with the opener, Houston. When you look at these guys, they have one of the best offensive plays, might be since Wooden invented, all the offense that everybody uses. And it's called a shot, and it's called a miss shot. And their favorite play is missing a shot.
Yeah.
Because, like, they're number 2 in the country or 1. It's crazy as Baylor's number 6 at fetching their own shot and then fetching it multiple times. They have a lot of guys that we call recoil guys that can get down and back up before you can reload and do your jump. And because of that, that makes them extremely dangerous. If you watch the game, they'll have 4 guys, like, inside the paint, close to the charge arc, going to the glass, which means incredible bad balance getting back. So if Baylor can take advantage of securing those and making sure they take advantage of keeping guys between the rim and the guy, that they have a body, they can really expose them because their guards are so explosive. But Houston, pay attention to that, what we just talked about, because I think that could cause some problems, especially early. And now it makes here's the other thing too, Brent, that people don't realize. A team like Houston that does that, they also slow down your transition because you don't have guys either starting to leak out or guys that, you really got to have 5 dudes locked in to whatever their dudes are doing, because their dudes are coming once, twice, 3 times. Isn't that a song? One,
3 times
twice,
a lady.
3 times a lady.
Little Kenny Rogers, baby.
That's not Kenny Rogers,
Now
Brent.
you know.
How dare you? Is that Kenny Rogers?
That's the wrong song, by the way. I was thinking about knock 2 times on the ceiling if you want, twice on the pipe. You ain't got it. Yeah.
No, once,
Anyway.
3 times a ladies, I believe Lionel Richie.
Lionel Richie's a great singer by Commodores. Nobody even knows he came from the Commodores. But
yeah,
when you look at Houston and you think about that, but Baylor, if you can see now, their guards are really starting to flow. The 3-point shot timing is coming back, and then obviously they have some stars. You know, Mitchell is, and this is just my opinion, is probably going to end up being even a better NBA player than Butler, because his defensive prowess is ridiculous, and it's hard to even stop him getting to the rim. So I love Baylor, but I do say let's just pay attention to how Houston fetches, because if they can fetch, they're going to be in the game. And then when you look at, you know, Gonzaga, they're playing against a team that all 3 of us talked about last week at length, and that people just don't know much about. And when you look at UCLA, you're like, you know, of course, VCU's done the same thing coming out of the first 4, but when you really look at what UCLA's done and what they're trying to do, you start to think, golly, could they be the team that has just enough stuff? But in reality, if you guys have watched closely, like, how do you really guard Gonzaga? Who do you take away?
No, that's a great point. I think if you were to beat Gonzaga, you have to make it a hard-fought, physical type of brand of basketball, which UCLA can do.
You mean like a 50-49 game?
Yeah. I mean, it's going to have to be just like a in-your-face kind of defensive, just a nasty kind of game, which I think UCLA is capable of doing.
Yeah, but here's the problem. Here's the key to your statement. UCLA is capable of doing it, but Michigan wasn't afraid to play at that.
True.
At that kind of Big Ten, because they're used to that Big Ten kind of stuff.
True.
Gonzaga, like, they ain't trying to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they ain't trying to get it up on the rim fast. And they don't care, like, if it's close or not. Like, you know how many guys they played the other night, guys, in their win?
No.
7. They played 7 dudes. They won by 20-some. They played 7 dudes.
Jeez.
Like, these dudes are locked and loaded. So you take away Timmy, okay, double them. Great. We're going to spray it. Next thing you know, we're getting 3s. Or we're kicking it out to Suggs, and you're getting long closeouts, and he's driving it. Now he's dropping it to Timmy, or he's kicking it to Kispert. Like, and then Eli, number 11, like that dude can just make shots. And he's like the forgotten dude that nobody cares about, because some other dudes are like Wooden Ward finalists. So, like, he's like stepping up, like making shots and doing all this stuff. So I think it's going to be a very, very difficult task if they make it a street fight. And I know it's their best chance. So maybe, Boston, you're from your MMA world. Let me ask you this question.
Sure.
Now, let me ask you this question. If it's a speed person,
yes,
and someone that's extremely has speed,
yes,
and wants to get things. So what do? Do you dance around the edges?
So
do you play? What do you call that? What do you call that when you guys in and out real quick, like you hit and go back and hit and go back? I don't know what you call that.
I mean, essentially, it's kind of like an in and out. But what you're saying is, if I'm going to fight a guy who has me in speed, and obviously athleticism would be part of that, how do I defeat him? Is what you're saying?
Yeah, like how do you make it a fight like you want? You'd rather it be a 3-foot ring.
Yeah.
And he can't use all that.
Yeah, so here's what you do. If you fight a guy, and let's say it's a standard, cage, and you're going against a guy who's super athletic, he has the striking capabilities, you have to get in his face, because he's not accustomed to that. Like MMA, it's a dance. And usually if you're the better striker, you're going to control that dance. Whether you're doing the polka or you're doing like a slow dance, like you control the dance. It's your job as the opponent to get in that guy's face and disrupt that rhythm. If you can disrupt that rhythm, it throws it all out of whack, and now that guy's not comfortable anymore, and now you're leading the dance. So I would say get in his face.
So UCLA is going to have to destroy their rhythm.
Yes.
In order to do that, so here's the question sorry about that. Here's the counter question. The counter question to what you're saying is, okay, great. Well, what are you going to do offensively? Are you going to hold the ball? Are you going to tell your guys we can't shoot till under 10? Are you going to try to make this thing, one of those kind of deals? Because that, and I can't pronounce his last name, but like number 3 and number 4, I'm a good number guy. Like number 3 and number 4, like them jokers, they can score it. They're high major scores. They can get the ball to the rim. They can make a lot of plays. Like Tiger, their point guard, can do those things. Are you going to tell them, like, here's what we got to do, guys. We can't shoot till under 10, which could take you out of your own rhythm, and some good shots you get. And let's not forget this, too, guys. Gonzaga can guard. It's like they're stiff. So I think if you got two different spectrums, and I think it's really hard for a guy. I'm no disrespect to you. I'm just telling you, I think it's really hard for a guy. Like, I think it's hard. I think you're better off to beat Tyson and try to go out there and try to knock him out as fast as you can and as quickly as you can. Just with that aggression. So I think UCLA is in a no-win situation, in my opinion.
Well, Coach, the only reason why I'm back in UCLA right now is because Mick Cronin was at Murray State as the head coach. So you know where my allegiance lies right now. I got to put on for the Murray State Racers, dude.
Well, first of all, Mick and I go back a long time. So, there's a lot of history between us, too. But I'm not making these comments based on relationships.
No,
I'll tell you a funny story about Mark Few. In 1998, when we were at Wyoming, we played in the NIT, and we lost the first-round game in the WAC tournament. We thought we were 19-8. We thought if we won, get to 20-8, we were going to go to the tournament, and we got upset. And we played in the NIT, and Mark Few was an assistant at Gonzaga. And what's crazy is we all went to eat at the Village Inn and had breakfast, and this is in 1997, and I'm thinking, I'm just doing Division I. I'm thinking to myself, I can't, like staffs get together and have breakfast before they play each other? But, that's the way it was back in the day. That's just the way it was. There was no anything. There was no, secrets or animosity or any of that kind of stuff. It's so that's my first dealing with Mark Few. So I'm with you. Mick's done an incredible job with his career. To leave Cincinnati and to go to UCLA, which, by the way, Ben Hallen went to 2 or 3 Final Fours and he got fired. I'm serious. Out there, Final Fours are great, and they're going to love Mick for getting them back on that, on that path. But national championships are what they pay them for. So I'm happy for Mick, and I know you are too. But I think Gonzaga's too much, and I think we go Gonzaga-Baylor on Monday.
Yeah, well, let's talk about it. Are you going to be in Indy?
Of course. I'm actually on my way now. Coach has been very gracious, and he's taking care of us, and it's going to be great. It's going to be extremely emotional. I did a story today with Dana O'Neill, and the more stories I do, the more stories I tell. It's amazing to think 18 years ago one player murdered another, and now they're getting a chance to play for a national championship. It's an amazing build that a lot of people don't realize.
Yeah, it's one of the most amazing stories in sports, ever, quite frankly. Matthew Driscoll, safe travels, man. We'll talk about it again. We'll see how it goes tomorrow night and then on Monday in the Final Four. Appreciate your time.
Thank you, my brother.
That's Matthew Driscoll, University of North Florida basketball coach. Lifetime contract to be a guest here on the show. We covered Roy Williams, the Final Four. We got a little Commodores and Lionel Richie in there. It wasn't Kenny Rogers. That's Lady. I'm your knight in shining armor, and I love you, Kenny Rogers. We got a little Days of Our Lives in General Hospital in there. A little Seinfeld reference. A little Joe DiMaggio, Yankee Clipper.
Yep.
It's unbelievable.
And we have Steven back here just stressing the heck out because we've gone over our spot and this is his first day on the show.
Oh, yeah, about 7 minutes.
Yep.
Steven, you're doing a great job. Hang in there. We got Shock Your Mock next.
Just wait. It's about to go off the rails, Steven.
Shock Your Mock next on ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert Forecast on ESPN 690.
Sunny, breezy, and cool today, a high near 60, and record cold tonight in the mid to upper 30s. Join me beginning at 5 p.m. for CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax from the First Alert Weather Center. I'm GB meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beards Diamonds. Don't miss the buy one, get one free on wedding bands through the 25th.
When COVID-19 hit, I lost my housing and didn't know what to do. Without help from VA, I might be homeless.
Many veterans are facing financial hardship caused by COVID-19, putting them at risk of losing their housing. But VA has resources that can help. VA Supportive Services for Veteran Families program provides eligible veterans who are homeless or at imminent risk of becoming homeless with financial assistance for rent and utilities and other services to help protect them from housing uncertainty during this pandemic. If you or a member of your household served in the military and need help to stay in or obtain housing, call the National Call Center for Homeless Veterans at 877-424-3838. Veterans without access to a phone should visit their closest VA medical center. The number again is 877-4AID-VET. That's 877-4-AID-VET.
Spring savings are popping at Beard's Diamonds. Starting Saturday, April 10th.
Buy one, get one is back at Beard's.
No other jewelry store in North Florida can match it. Buy any band and get the other band free. Yes, it's a buy one, get one free on wedding bands for 15 days only, April 10th through the 25th.
Beard's has brought in cases of inventory with the latest styles from the hottest designers just for this sale.
It's the largest selection of men's and women's wedding bands in North Florida.
You can save thousands. Buy any ladies band and get the men's band free.
Shop hundreds of designs at beardsdiamonds.com.
If you're getting married soon or want to upgrade your wedding bands, now is the time during Beard's Buy One, Get One sale.
For 15 days only, April 10th through the 25th.
Now you can go bigger and better with the setting she's always dreamed of during Beard's Buy One, Get One sale.
Get the lowest prices in Jacksonville, guaranteed at Beard's Diamonds.
At the St. John's Town Center or at beardsdiamonds.com.
What defines a hero? Dedication, loyalty, courage. Every day at AMCO, we serve heroes. For over 60 years, we've repaired and maintained the most critical public service vehicles. From complex transmissions to simple brake jobs with flexible financing and the extra safety precautions we need. The heroes we serve don't all wear uniforms. They're people like you. At AMCO, we're proud to serve all of you. AA MCO.
Money tight? We can finance almost anybody. Find the AMCO transmissions nearest you at amcojacksonville.com.
If you're experiencing domestic violence, it is not your fault. Hubbard House is here for you. You are not alone. Hubbard House provides free services and emergency shelter to survivors of domestic violence in Duval and Baker counties. Call 904-354-3114 anytime, 24/7 to confidentially speak to a caring advocate.
Transmission problems? Call Action Transmission Specialists on Merrill Road, where you get the work done right the first time by the experts. I'm Robin Sidbury, the owner. Our techs can service all makes and models, and we provide a nationwide warranty, so you have the peace of mind knowing we solve your transmission troubles fairly and honestly and guaranteed nationwide. Call us at Action Transmission Specialist on Merrill Road, where quality counts. Get traction. Call Action at 744-0755.
This message is sponsored by the Florida Department of Elder Affairs, the Florida Association of Broadcasters, and this radio station. I'm Marshall. I'm a volunteer with the Florida Long-Term Care Ombudsman Program. Now more than ever during the pandemic, Florida long-term care residents deserve the best care and quality of life. I invite you to join me and hundreds of others in advocating on behalf of people who can't speak for themselves. Visit ombudsman.myflorida.com to join us today.
At Movember, we're more than a month. To us, every day of the year is a chance to do more. To see less preventative cancers, less male suicide, help more men live happier, healthier, longer lives. We need your support. Give monthly at Movember.com.
ESPN 690 is home for the Florida Sportsman Fishing Show hosted by Captain Rick Riles. Tune in every Saturday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. to find out what's biting now. Fishing so fresh, you can almost smell it.
Does learning a language feel like this?
No habla español? Hablo. It's hablo? Yes. It's hablo.
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
Since my husband is from Guatemala, I'll apply what I've learned in Babbel to our real-life situations.
The app is so easy to use and it's so practical. It helps you learn things that you will actually need.
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Watch Tanika Hughes and John Bachman on Action News Jacks at 5, 6, and 11.
We make it a point to cover important local news you need to know about.
Perspective is important. It's not just what happened, it's the reason why it happened and how that impacts you.
Plus, it's where you'll find the Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
Weather is always changing, and my forecast will help you plan your day and week ahead.
Watch and you'll see why CBS 47 and Fox 30 is local coverage you can count on.
Looking for a new car? Well, look no further than my friends at Arlington Toyota. With over 400 new Toyotas on the lot, Arlington has the inventory you've been searching for. And with every new Toyota purchase, you get Arlington's worry-free 30-day exchange policy and lifetime warranty with unlimited time and miles. Check out Arlington Toyota today. Shop in person at 10939 Atlantic Boulevard or online anytime at arlingtontoyota.com. Visit arlingtontoyota.com/April for full details.
What's up, everybody? It's Austin Lane from ESPN 690 and Action Sports Jacks. Your smart speaker brings ESPN 690 into your home office. All you got to do is say Amazon Echo, Google Home, play ESPN 690, and enjoy that succulent sports coverage.
Austin Lane.
And Tony Khan clap back. There you go, Kuz. There's your clap back for you.
Clapped.
So,
It's a gamer thing.
Eric Clapton. Okay.
Yeah.
That'd be a good gamer name.
I'm using that tonight.
Gamer name.
Check your boy, Eric Clapton.
Oh, that's so good.
Brent Martineau.
Yeah. You guys just had a moment.
Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690.
Hey, welcome back live at Hidden Hills Golf Club here on a Friday Easter weekend. We got the Masters coming up next week. By the way, Austin Kim, remember we had her on this week from Nice High School product right over here in Northeast Florida. She goes to Vanderbilt. Austin, she made the weekend. She made the Saturday round at Augusta National, at the Augusta National Women's Amateur. So she'll play at Augusta today in a practice round tomorrow. Not only that, Austin, A-U-S-T-E-N, but the Austin A-U-S-T-O-N, is tied for third. She's one shot back. She has a chance to win the thing tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's that ESPN 690 bump. It happens all the time. I think that Flagler had a little bit of that. Now, they couldn't win the big one, but they still got to the Final Four. Nevertheless, it's that 690 bump, man. It's real. Start taking it seriously and start taking note.
Yeah, and I've been, by the way, in the past, we've been a jinx in that regard, but not on ESPN 690. We will elevate you.
Who have we jinxed?
Oh, not us. In my career.
I got. Well, yeah. When you go visit hometowns, yeah.
Yeah, go do a story on somebody getting cut the next week, or a broken leg or something.
Hopefully, Trevor Lawrence can. I'm knocking on so much wood. Hopefully, Trevor Lawrence can break that streak.
But here's the deal. I mean, all we're trying to do is say, hey, Trevor, you might want to join us on the show from time to time.
Yeah. No, I got you. But I'm talking about the jinx if you go to his hometown. That can stop.
I don't believe in that stuff.
No, that's what I'm saying. There's no jinx. The jinxes can stop. Trevor Lawrence is going to put it to bed. Same thing with Urban Meyer as well.
That's right. We're on the bump.
Yes.
We're in the bump business now.
Yes.
By the way, Hidden Hills Golf Club, make sure you check it out. You can come out and play anytime. Public course, I've had an excellent couple years. It was a really good move to go to be a public course after being private for so long. Russell Libby, just a fantastic guy, and they've done a great job over here at Hidden Hills. So many people know about this course in town and have seen it over the years. You can play it at a discounted rate. All you got to do is go to ESPN690.com, Dream 18 card, Hidden Hills Golf Club, one of the many courses you can get discounted golf, also some free stuff. So check it out, ESPN690.com. Masters Week, which means you probably have some golf fever coming up. All right, it is Shock Your Mock time. Let's do it. Can't wait to see what we have. Hit it, Steven.
Do you have the button, Steven?
Okay.
The Shock Master! Gonna shock yo mock! We're gonna shock yo mock!
Brutality, don't you think?
Shocking. Gonna shock yo mock! We're gonna shock yo mock!
Shocking upset.
I feel shocked. Shock yo mock! We're gonna shock yo mock!
I am shocked. I am shocked. That's what I mean. I am.
All right. First of all, condolences to Justin Kuzart because, he said he's at a wedding, but let's be honest, no one's getting married on a Friday. I went yesterday after the whole button debacle, after the whole button controversy that was, needless to say, it was a disaster socially and culturally. And I went to corporate. He's a personal friend of mine. He's a Murray State alum. And I got Justin Kuzar on suspension for a couple of days. And he's going to think about it.
It's about
He's
going to
think about the buttons that he presses at those certain times. Now, hey, Steven, no pressure to you. It's going to be a button-free show today, okay? Don't worry about that. I see you already put the picture up there. That's fine. I didn't signal for you to put the picture up there, but that's okay, though. You're doing a great job. But, Brent, we have a special – he's nervous, and I love it.
Yeah,
oh, he's so nervous.
Steven's like, wait, he fights in the MMA. He's 6'6", 245. I've never worked with this guy. He's got a beard. He's kind of scary.
Oh, no, man. Hey, don't worry about it. Me and Steven are homies, though. Me and Steven actually we talk anime all the time, so he's a cool cat in my book. So
I got your back, Steven. Don't worry.
What is that going to mean? All right, so with that being said, we're going to Jacksonville John today. Now, Brent, you know how I operate things. I run a tight ship here at Shock Your Mock. Basically, what you do is that you submit your thing, and then we go in order, right? From the earliest up until the latest. Well, Jacksonville John kind of broke the queue a little bit because he kind of had a couple things going in his favor. Number one, he jumped in a big thing of mayo and actually proposed to his fiance before that. Obviously, shout out the Tennessee Titans. What's up with that mayo, though? What is up with the mayo? Why does it smell like mayo over there? We don't know. So he's jumped in mayo, and he also told me that he's a big wrestling fan and a big anime fan. Brent, a guy after my own heart. So in an unprecedented move here on Shock Your Mock, this guy has jumped the queue, okay? And he's jumped the queue because I said so. If you check the T-shirt, 50% of it is my giant face with my beard and dreads on it, and I can do whatever I want. So today it's going to be a special Shock Your Mock anime edition, by the way, because in honor of Jacksonville John, so it's going to be an anime edition. So, Brent, feel free to get a hot dog at that baseball park. Feel free to sit this one out, go to the bathroom, do what you got to do. It is what it is, okay?
I'm at a golf course, so I'll play a couple holes.
Well, yeah, that's my bad. I don't know, man. You're always someplace. You're in some kind of field. It looks like you're at a baseball diamond right now. I don't know, man.
That's all right. Take it away. You have about 6 minutes before we got to hit break. Go.
No, I mean, no. If Driscoll can go 10 minutes over, I can go at least 20 minutes over. So, hey, number one, don't threaten me with time restraints on Shock Your Mock. Okay, I'm the shock master. I'll take as long. And Steven, put your hands outside of your face because what I say goes, okay? He's rubbing his eyes and now stressed out. It's okay. Let's get into it, though. Pick number one, Trevor Lawrence. Obviously, enough said. Get him a T-shirt. Get him a T-shirt for jumping in that mayo, but get him a T-shirt regardless. Listen, long, luscious locks. Can't wait to get that mane here in Jacksonville. Maybe getting that sun a little more, bring a little more blondness to the chic, a little more blondness to the mane, if you will, like a majestic steed, or like Goku turning, do I dare say, Super Saiyan level 3, Steven? Super Saiyan level 3?
Oh, man, level 3.
Yeah, and to all you annoying Majin Boos out there in the national media that want to hype up Zach Wilson, you better take note. Once again, Brent, it's anime talk. You don't get it, and neither do our listeners. But I tell you what, Jacksonville John gets it, and that's all that matters. All right, so now let's go to pick number 25, Rondale Moore. More that Jean-Pierre Polnoff type, right? Speed. We call him Silver Chariot. Very unassuming with the armor, but when he has his pads on, everything like that, the guy's aggressive. He's actually a lot more physical than what he looks like. Unassuming power and strength, but he can hold up to a tough challenge. The one thing is, though, in the grand scheme of this mock draft, and in the grand scheme right now of the Jacksonville Jaguars, a.k.a. the Stardust Crusaders, as we're going with right now, is he more of a centerpiece, or is he more of just a co-character, of just a co-star? That's what we got to ask. We got Rondale Moore here at pick number 25. I like him a lot. He's my dark horse of this entire draft, but is 25 too high at a position that isn't necessarily a necessity and possibly a level you can get him at number 33 or 45. So that's how I feel about that one. Pick number 33, Levi and Brent, go ahead and give me the last name.
Oh, this is a tough one. Azubuike?
Yeah, close enough. was Zerke. Yeah, okay, close enough. This to me, and ironically enough,
I was way off.
Yeah, you're way off.
It's small print here.
Yeah, but with the and you have the worst eyes ever. I can't, dude. Get those fixed. Get some LASIK surgery.
I need a computer.
So with this one, this guy reminds me of Levi from Attack on Titan. Brent, you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Okay, well, much like Levi on Attack on Titan, he's got all the skills. He's got all the power. He's got the first step. He's got the strength to be a beast. And he might be the best guy in the group. But I haven't seen enough of this dude, okay? He's only had 3 sacks for his highest total season. I think that was 2 years ago. And as a guy that you can develop him as a 3-4 defensive end, I get it. But I also want a little more guy that I can see a little more on film that can pop out a little more. Like, we watch Attack on Titan. Yeah, we see Levi do his thing. But is it enough? Is it enough, everybody? I think people would say absolutely not. I like this guy in the run game. I don't like him in the pass game right away. He's raw. Take some time. But at pick 33, you could do worse, and you got to address Tyson Alualu not being part of this organization. Pick number 45, we got Javon Holland. To me, this is easy. This is Rock Lee from Naruto or Naruto, depending what you say. Steven, are we going Naruto or Naruto?
Naruto, but Naruto if I want to annoy people.
All right, sounds good. So let's go with Naruto. All right, so Javon Holland, he's 6'1", 200 pounds, safety. Now, I call him Rock Lee because he's legit, he's smart, he's got the instincts, and he's the mastermind of that secondary back in Oregon. But he's small, okay? He's to the point where maybe his size can affect his playing ability where you put him at corner instead of safety. He's not afraid to mix it up with the bigger dudes in the run game. And he's got that mentality, that physicality, but he's a little undersized right now for my liking, around 6'1", 200 pounds. And also keep in mind, in a lot of 3-4 defenses, this guy's got to take on the tight end. Okay, this guy's got to go man on the tight end. I wonder if he's a little undersized to do that. But once again, he's got the skills. He's got the heart. Can he get it done? Yeah, we'll see. Rock Lee from Naruto. Next pick, we got Bevan Jordan. Alex Louise Armstrong from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, not the original. I'm going Brotherhood here. He's a specimen, Brent, tight end. You take one look at him, looks like he was carved from stone. Poses all the abilities to be special. He finds himself in a class where 2 guys are ranked higher than him. Keep that in mind from Full Metal Alchemist. But raw potential, but can he live up to it? I like him a lot, but obviously we talk about Pat Frymuth being kind of the coveted guy right now. He's the next in line, I believe. But Bevan Jordan, it's kind of the boomer bust pick right now. Next pick, we got, how much time we got left here? About 3 or 4 minutes? Yeah, we're fine. All right, next pick, we got Trey Smith. Trey Smith? Yeah, Trey Smith. Interior offensive line out of Louisville, I believe. Right, Brent, if I'm not mistaken?
Yes.
Okay. Trey Smith is Escanar, a.k.a. Pride of 7 Deadly Sins. He could be the strongest dude of the group. Physical, huge, has a mean streak to him. But all the conditions got to be right for this guy to succeed because he's had some heart issues. He's had some blood clot issues as well. So you have to ask, do you have the environment for him to succeed? Because also I think he's more suited to a power running game as maybe a spread or a zone running scheme, depending what Urban Meyer wants to run. So you need everything to go right to get the best out of this guy. It's a risk. You're taking him at pick 106, so I get that. But it's a risk with all those intangibles to be said.
He's a Tennessee guy, by the way.
Sorry, I was way off. Louisville, Tennessee, it's same thing. My bad. Yeah, he's a Tennessee guy.
That's what I get for agreeing with you.
Yeah, that's what you get, man. You got to do your homework, too. I'm doing anime homework. Where you at? All right, so
I'm locked in. I'm just trying to follow.
Yeah, I got you. So the last one we're going to go with here, Chuba Hubbard, who seems to be rising up draft boards right now because he ran a 4.3 at his pro day. Once again, who didn't run a 4.3, but at the same time, to me, this guy is like Isaac Nertro from Hunter x Hunter. Now, people probably don't know that main character, but he was probably one of the biggest bosses in the entire show. People forget how great this dude truly was. I'm talking about both guys here in anime and in college football. I think he gets lost in the shuffle sometimes because there was so much hype around him, and then he kind of fell off. We have guys like ETN, and you got guys like Najee Harris. Don't forget about Chuba Hubbard. He has the skill set. He has the speed, obviously, and I think he has the intangibles to possibly be considered maybe the best running back out of this entire group. So I like that pick there at value. Running it off, we got Shaka Toney, Justin Hilliard, and Manny Rugma. Overall, not a bad draft, Brent. But once again, I'm not shocking really anybody today because I got to talk about anime on the show for a good 10 minutes, so I'm happy. And we got to go out here because Steven's what's up?
I pushed some commercials for you.
So look at this, Stevens. Hey, Brett, we got plenty of time, man. Any thoughts about this mock draft so far? What's up, man?
Josh Allen coming up. Let's save the time.
Okay.
But
who's that?
That was first of all, well done. Like I have no idea what you just said. Like I really don't. But I love the creativity, man. I appreciate it. Like, who cares if Trey Smith's from Louisville or Tennessee? I like the anime analogies. So. Yeah. And I'm sure a lot of people know it, and I'm okay not to know it. But I actually think his first handful of picks are pretty nice. I agree with you. The Rondale Moore, that seems a little high.
Yeah.
At 25. I'd be surprised if that's where they pick him. What they've been able to find in the second round, and since they have a pick at 33 and 45, what they've been able to find at wide receiver, that was a little stunning to see him there for me.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really the back end's the back end. But when you look at the first handful of picks, I think that's the one that caught my attention where it's at. I'd be a little stunned if I see him go at 25.
No, without a doubt. I think you could possibly get him at 33 or maybe even 45. But listen, if Urban Meyer thinks that he's the guy to get, then, pull the trigger. But I think there's other guys out there, obviously.
Yeah, I would say. So, hey, I love the connections, the wrestling, the Mayo, the anime. Your mock has been shocked, and you're getting a T-shirt.
Yes, sir.
And it won't smell like mayo.
No. Miracle Whip, maybe, but not mayo. Let me some good Miracle Whip.
By the way, like the anime, does our logo for the Shock Your Mock have any kind of anime feel to it?
Steven, let's go to the judges.
It's got potential.
It's got potential. Got potential. Yeah. Right. It'd be a pretty messed up anime. Just looking at your face right now and my face as well. But what's going on in that? Are we turning Super Saiyan? Who knows?
We do have to pay some bills, man. We're so late. But thanks for Shock Your Mock. Week number 2 in the books. T-shirts coming your way. We'll be back from Hidden Hills Golf Club. Josh Allen, Jaguars pass rusher or linebacker, joins us next on ESPN 690.
Life is complicated. We all know it, and all can use the proper support system. You know what else can be complicated? Owning a home. And that's why Rex was built to go beyond the simple real estate transaction. Full-service agents for buying and selling, mortgage services, insurance quotes, escrow and title, even home repair, all one call away. I guess you could call Rex your home support system and not a typical brokerage. Call 833-REX-HOME. That's 833-739-4663. Want more? Of course you do. With all that convenience comes reduced fees, too. In fact, the average Rex homeowner saves over $10,000 when buying and selling a home. Want to get started? It's never too soon. Call 833-REX-HOME. That's 833-739-4663. 833-739-4663. Florida license number CQ1057788. For further licensing disclosures, please visit rexhomes.com.
Is your home not feeling very new anymore? Sick of that pink bathroom tile, popcorn ceilings, a stove older than you are? Whether it's repairs or reno, finance it smart with a Honeydew HELOC from 1-to-1 Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union, where you can borrow up to 90% of your home's appraised value. You've got good taste, but your block counters ain't cheap. So get to work and open a Honeydew HELOC with 1-to-1 Financial. When you do, we'll send you a free handyman tool set to get started. Apply online at 121fcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
It's a way to support local businesses and to support local golf courses. And you get free stuff and discounted golf. It's the Dream 18 card. Available now at actionsportsjacksdream18.com. Discounted golf at some of the best courses in the area, like Southampton, Osprey Cove, and Eagle Landing. And you heard free. How about a free smoothie from Smoothie King, a free shirt from Baker Sports, and a free hat from Dome Hats, plus other local business discounts. Support local while saving hundreds of dollars of golf for yourself. It's the Dream 18 card. Available now only at actionsportsjacksdream18.com.
Men, do you feel embarrassed in the bedroom because of ED or PE? Would you like to be the man you used to be? Prime Men's Medical Center has the solution. 98% of their patients experience a positive result from the treatment in just 10 minutes after just one office visit. Listen to Dr. Brown, a specialist in men's health.
Prime Men's Medical Center offers custom blended medications for ED or PE designed just for you. There's no pain or surgery. If you have diabetes, high blood pressure, or prostate issues, not a problem. If Viagra, Cialis, or Levitra have let you down, not a problem. Now men are lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer, and it's affordable.
Contact Prime Men's Medical Center to schedule a private consultation. 904-664-8217. You'll see results on your first visit, guaranteed, or pay nothing. Call 904-664-8217. 904-664-8217. That's 904-664-8217.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. This year's Baseball All-Star Game is moving out of Atlanta. Commissioner Rob Manfred says the decision is, quote, the best way to demonstrate our values as a sport, closed quote. Georgia recently enacted new restrictive voting laws. Governor Brian Kemp says MLB caved to fear. The women's Final Four tips off in San Antonio, 6 Eastern on ESPN. Our Monica McNutt forecasts the weekend.
I got Stanford by a slight margin over South Carolina, very slight. Then I'm taking UConn over Arizona, and I think this is the year that Tara Vanderveer gets back to the top since 1992. I'm taking Stanford in my final.
Tara Vanderveer is the Naismith Women's College Basketball Coach of the Year for the third time. She's in her 35th season with the Cardinal. The NBA fines Kevin Durant of the Nets $50,000 for offensive and derogatory language on social media. The Pelicans will be without their top three scorers again tonight against the Hawks. Zion Williamson, Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, all out with injuries, along with Josh Hart.
Do you own or rent your home? Sure you do. Fortunately, Geico makes it easy to bundle your home and car insurance. It's a good thing, too, because having a home is hard work. Go to geico.com, get a quote, and see how much you could save. Geico.com. Easy.
This is Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
It's football at 5 here on a Friday as we get ready for this Easter weekend and into April. The countdown to the draft is on. Brent Martineau along with Austin Lane. I'm out here at Hidden Hills Golf Club. Austin back in the Action Sports Jacks studios. And it is good to catch up with Jaguars pass rusher Josh Allen for the first time in a long time. We've got some catching up to do. We welcome him into Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 right now. Josh, hope you and the family are doing well, man. And should we call you defensive end or linebacker now with this new look defense?
I mean, well, what's up with you, bro? What's up, Austin? Good to talk to y'all again, man.
Good to hear from you, man.
I'm glad it's getting back, back to that time to get to talk football. Or talk with somebody else besides my family, So can't wait to talk. But I don't know, man. According to my jersey number, I'm really a linebacker, but I played defensive end the first 2 years. So I guess outside linebacker / defensive end, I still don't know. But I'm going to do some damage, though.
That's all that matters, man. Get to that quarterback, get to that ball carrier, whatever it is. We don't care what we need to call you, whatever. Josh Allen with us. Austin's going to ask you a bunch, too. There's been a lot since the last time we talked and a lot going on, a lot of excitement, and you can feel it. But how's the knee? How you feeling? Are you kind of where you need to be, want to be? What's it look like?
Oh, yeah, definitely. My knee's 100% healed. I've been working hard, training, putting all the pressure as much as I can on it. And, man, I have no worries. And hopefully I got to stay safer this year, take care of my body more, and, pray for the best.
Josh, have you spoken with defensive coordinator Joe Cullen yet?
I have multiple times.
All right. So the
Multiple
thing about Joe Cullen is that I spent 3 years playing for that dude here in Jacksonville when he was first here. Okay. And then I have every one of his notes still written down because every note that I took I've kept till this day. And the very first day of OTA, okay, I'll send them to you for sure. But the very first day, the very first OTA, the very first thing he ever said to me is he preached 3 things. It was attitude, knowledge, and technique.
Yep.
Is he still preaching those type of things to this day?
Yep. And effort.
And effort, exactly.
And effort. He added that one, I guess. But effort. He made a big emphasis on those 3 core values, 3 or 4 core values, and I'm trying to live it every day. I'm trying to think about it. Every time I step foot in that building, I'm trying to do everything 100% to the best as I can, to as much as I can, and have that +2 mentality. Is what I'm getting from Coach Meyer. So yeah, I'm excited about where we are. I'm excited about Coach, and I'm excited to get to working with him officially.
Yeah, and Urban Meyer has said that he hasn't had a team meeting yet, but we know he's had conversations, and he's spoken glowingly about you, as he should, both as a person and a player. What are the conversations like with Urban as he was announced? What was your reaction? I mean, where's your level of excitement with Urban Meyer coming to the Jacksonville Jaguars?
Man, I just think just from watching his background throughout college and through his whole coaching career of just winning. I feel like just as a coach, if you can have that personal, relationship with players, that's huge. But just having a winning background and just having that winning mentality, it don't matter what place you transition to. I feel like that mindset never changes in a coach or in a player, and you're just going to continue to take that with you wherever you go. And he's definitely going to bring that winning culture, that winning mindset to us. And I'm excited. I'm ready to get to work.
Josh, obviously, it's hard to get a gauge on all the coaching philosophies in the environment just because you haven't had a team meeting yet, right? But you have talked to the coaches a little bit. And anytime a new regime comes in, things are going to be different, obviously. What's been the biggest change so far that you've noticed with these new guys coming in so far? Like, what's the biggest thing that stands out to you?
I can honestly say just seeing those guys every day throughout the facility, either working or either trying to, bring a player to the side if they happen to come in. Just seeing that and just seeing that they're willing to, to do that extra mile and just meet with players and just have lunch with them or come in the weight room and then talk crap, just trying to have that personal relationship with guys leads a long way. So they're definitely making an impact on me so far, and just having the different cultures, different mentality to change the whole organization. I feel like the Jacksonville Jaguars to today, to years to come, is going to be in a program on an uprising. So I'm excited to be a part of that, and I know they're excited to be a part of that, and they just want to win, just like us. So
I think
can't beat that.
Yeah, no doubt. And Josh Allen with us here on Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. I think the fans really appreciate that Josh wants to be a part of it. I mean, we've seen guys in the last handful of years maybe didn't want to be a part of it, and maybe that was the right move for them, and that was some of the organization's fault, whatever it might be. But to hear Josh and to see you come out on social media and say, hey, we're going to change this thing around, be a part of it, I think that's endeared yourself to the fans. Of course, you're such a good player anyway. That certainly helps. Have you texted Trevor Lawrence yet? Like, have you found his number yet?
No, I don't got his number, but maybe one day, I might see him at the Pro Bowls or here or there, or, you never know. So, he's a heck of a talent, and eventually I'll meet him one day.
Yeah, you might meet him in about 27 of them.
You never know.
You never know is right, but what is there a conversation amongst you guys, guys that have been here right now, about Urban, about the possibility of Trevor, about kind of, you feel it, man. You're in town. You feel the buzz. You're coming off a 1-15 year, and there's a buzz about this football team and franchise. Do you guys talk about it?
Yeah. I mean, we just talking about, we really don't. We reflect on what happened in the past, but bringing all these new guys, these new free agents in, and bringing all the new coaching staff, and bringing all the new people everywhere else. You know what I'm saying? It just brings a different face, and it brings a different vibe. So it's all positive thoughts, and it's all about the growth of the program and the growth of each player. So I feel like if we develop that and keep that going, you know what I'm saying? I feel like our conversations get better and better every day.
Josh, I've been meaning to ask you this question for a while. I'm glad I got you on the line because I want an honest answer here. So apparently you went turkey hunting a couple weeks ago. Now, I'm someone who grew up in Wisconsin. Turkey hunting's everywhere. I've gone out a couple times in the spring. It's hard. I had a horrible time. It rained on me, and I didn't get any turkeys. It seems like the very first time that you go out, you get a giant turkey. Now, was that turkey pre-purchased, and did you chain it to a tree, or did you actually go turkey hunting and get a turkey? Hey, I'm just saying, man, it's hard to get a turkey. It's hard to get a turkey.
Hey, that was, first off, that was all me. You know what I'm saying? I just want to put that out there, But that was, like you said, that was my very first time going out there, and, the way they talk and the way they sound, I thought it was going to be easy, you know what I'm saying? And I'm hearing other people saying, it's so hard to get one. I haven't got one in years, and you just told me this. And I'm like, okay, you must have a good spot. So I learned that don't tell nobody the good hunting spot. So I'm not gonna tell you where all the good ones at, but I could take you out there one day, Austin. Maybe me and you can go get one.
All right, let's get it.
I like it. Yeah, you got to get one. If you've come up empty before, Austin, I love the fact that Josh, you didn't come up empty. Hey, some NFL news. NFL news recently: 17-game season. What's a player's reaction to that? How do you feel about that?
I mean, what can I do? You know what I'm saying? Because I thought last year, we discussed it and didn't go through or whatever. And then just coming up right here, to me, it was a shock. But it's like, what can I do situation? So, it is what it is. And we just going to have another opponent. And I'm glad they scheduled Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Another good team. And put some more tape out there for a lot of guys and for myself. So I'm excited about it. It is what it is.
Yeah, I guess you get some more sacks. That's not a bad thing potentially. But what will it do to what will it do to your in terms of, will it change anything you do to get your body ready, or is it just one more week that you just got to continue to do the things you normally do?
I mean, it's hard to say. It's hard to give a direct answer for that because everybody's different. And then you never know when an injury is going to occur. You never know when your body going to feel like it's enough. So I can't really answer that one to a T. But just take care of your body more because the season already was a long season, especially for rookies coming in and going straight into season. Well, going straight. I don't know if we're going to do preseason now, but if they do, going straight to preseason to the real games and postseason for some players. So it's definitely going to be a lot for them and and a lot for all the other, older guys. But, like I said, it is what it is, and we just got to take care of our body and just get the treatment when we need to and maintain.
Josh, I think a lot of Jaguars fans are hanging on this next question, but if they do change the rule from, double-digit numbers to single-digit numbers for the big guys, I get that you're tied to 41, but you're athletic where you could pull off a single-digit number. Would you try to go for that, or are you sticking with 41?
No, I got to stick with 41. I already tried that in college. And, my wife and my mom take it real well. So I'm probably going to stick to the 41. I think it became a part of me now. And, and it is what it is.
Hey, the teal primary color shoot. How was that with Jaguars.com? Yeah. You got an acting career in front of you or what?
I was during the whole time, it wasn't the first time I did that, but like that one right there was a different shoot. I kind of had to get in a different phase because I haven't put on shoulder pads in so long. So just being in that and being in that form, it was like, okay, now this is a different beast. I'm breaking out. But I told them if they need an acting job, I gave them I did a little video at the end. I was like, if anybody out there needs some actors, you know what I'm saying, I'm here for them. I hit up Tony already, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that it's acting, you know what I mean? But I hit Tony up, you know what I'm saying? And I said, whenever I'm done with this or you need a special guest appearance or something, I'm your man. So I'm trying to work my way in, in the system, here or there. So don't be surprised when you see me in a couple of years on the big screen.
I like it. Hey, you look at some of the free agents you guys signed, and I feel some of the personality. Now, I don't know these guys. You've got personality. You add to that defense. You guys are pretty young in a lot of areas. You've got Miles. He's got some personality in that locker room, of course, and out on the field. But now you add a guy like Shaq Griffin. I feel personality there. Rayshon Jenkins. Does that kind of help infuse some energy? Is it important to have a little bit of that on a defense?
I mean, I feel like the more the merrier, I guess. But by the end, yeah, you can have a different personality. You can be a quiet, loud, energetic. But as long as you have that you gonna win, you gonna win your every rep, and that everybody feels like that, then I feel like the sky's the limit. But just being around Shaq, like you said, and being around him and just knowing where he came from and having that winning culture and having that winning leadership and being a part of of great defenses and bringing that here, that's another bonus for us because we really never had I can't say never because we had Calais and Jan, winners, but just having that leadership back and it's going to be big. And I feel like the whole D-line group we got is I feel like they did a heck of a job in getting these guys, and I feel like they're going to be tremendous boost up front for us. And just having Jihad and Coach Collins was telling me all about him, and I'm excited to play against him. He's another personality type of guy. And you have Roy. Then you have Michael Brown, the man in the middle, and I'm excited to play with. So I'm excited to play with him too. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be different. We're gonna have that ball, that run with your hair on fire to the ball, every mentality. Had that Joe Collins all effort, attitude, play with all that swag. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun season, and I'm just ready to get started.
Josh, when we talk about, there really is no off season. There's in season, there's out of season. And when you're out of season, it's a chance for you to work on your skill set, to improve on, the previous year. What are some things that you focused on during your off season training program besides, obviously staying in shape and all that stuff? But what are you primarily focusing on this off season?
Just when I started working out, man, since I knew I was going to change my position, I'll be doing more stand up now. Mm-hmm. Just doing more drills and more strengthening muscles that has to be deal with my legs, and just having that get off 2-point now and dropping back and do whatever I do. So just doing more movements like that and just getting more fluent in my hips and turning and be able to bend. And, so I've just been working on those things and definitely building strength and my size back up and also maintaining getting faster. So, man, I've just been doing a lot of stuff, and now next week I'm getting back on the real pass rush and start opening my bag up a little bit more. So I'm excited.
Yeah, we're excited to see it, man. I'm glad you're fully healthy again, and looking forward to this change, this defense, what it looks like. Austin, you leave him with any tips on Joe Cullen, or you guys want to maybe exchange that in a text message?
No, man, that's going to be more of a personal conversation, I feel like. But no, listen, and Josh already figured this out. In terms of energy and in terms of passion, no one does it better than Joe Cullen, and I'm sure he's already purveyed that in their phone conversations. You have to mind your P's and Q's, man, but you're going to be fine. Obviously, you're one of the leaders on this defense and on this entire team, and Joe's going to look to you a lot, especially being a defensive coordinator now. So have fun with that, man.
Oh man, I'm excited, man. I'm excited to play for the whole coaching staff. I'm excited to play for these players, man. And it's going, like I said, it's going to be a good one.
Hey, we can't wait to watch it. Josh Allen, hope the family's doing well, man. And we'll talk to you soon. All right.
Likewise. Thank you. You have a good one.
All right. You too. That's good to have Josh Allen back in the fold. Had been a while, caught up on a lot of different things and expecting big things. He is now a cornerstone piece of the Jacksonville Jaguars. No doubt about that, Josh. Austin.
Yep. No, I understand how both our careers can get mixed up sometimes in both of our athletic frames. I'm with you, Brent. Honest mistake happens all the time, but you're absolutely right. He's a cornerstone now of this team.
Yeah, you just have to wear the Black Panther outfit for Halloween.
I'm more of an Aquaman man myself, but okay. Call me Jason Momoa.
Let's stay to the phone lines, and maybe you're going fishing this weekend. And what will that be like? It's the Florida Sportsman Fishing Report with Rick Riles. Hey, Rick, a chilly Friday afternoon.
It is a chilly Friday afternoon, and it's a whole lot breezier than what they said it was going to be. The wind was supposed to start backing off today, Brent. It really hasn't now. If I look at the buoys further offshore, it looks like it's starting to. I think the big boats will probably make tomorrow out in the blue water. The smaller boats under 30 feet will not. But then comes Sunday, and it gets a little better. And, oh, my gosh, the first calm 3-day stretch I've seen in a while commences Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. So we've definitely got better times on the horizon. Brent, I got to ask you a question because I've never met Austin. You know, I hate to say that. I was talking with a good friend of mine, Nick Stanczyk, from down in the Keys, the captain of the Broad-Minded, and they hooked a broadbill swordfish a couple days ago. They fought him for 7.5 hours, and when it finally got dark, the charter just couldn't hang in there anymore. They dialed up the pressure a little too much, and the swordfish broke free. Wow. And I'm wondering, is Austin still up to that, do you think? Should we have had him in the chair?
Yeah.
I mean, am I still up to it? Was I ever up to a 7-hour challenge? Like, listen, dude, I'm an MMA fighter, but usually I don't get paid by the hour, so 25 minutes and I'm good. 7 hours is a different type of beast, I feel like.
So what you're saying is if you could have beat that swordfish in 30 minutes, you'd have had him. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, if it's 30 minutes, absolutely. If not, I'm going to put it on autopilot or cruise control and let the machine do its work.
Gotcha. Hey, guys, the inshore fishing has continued to be very good. David Voorhees said that the flounder bit especially well yesterday. He's caught his first jacks of the season, so we know the water's warm. And it's going to be a very good weekend inshore, and it's just going to get better as the offshore goes on. Today's report was brought to you by Workman's Quick Fix Plumbing and by Top Gun Roofing, your roofing specialist. We'll talk to you boys on Monday.
Thanks, Rick. Appreciate it. And have a good show in the morning, 7 o'clock on ESPN 690. That's Rick Riles, Florida Sportsman Fishing Report. If you're heading out on the water this weekend or early next week, have a good trip.
Hey, Brent.
Yeah.
7 hours?
I know. I was going to ask him. We'll have to ask him, again, but I was going to ask him, does it help if you're big and strong, like if you're 6'6", 245, or if you're just like some, guy like me, 5'10", 200 pounds?
Sure.
Does it make a difference in the chair? I don't know. I don't see every.
Brent. It's got to make a difference.
Do you think so? Like every fisherman's not a big guy, though. He's not
but it's all about the intensity that you bring, because you better believe, like, when you're pulling on that line, the fish can sense what kind of guy is pulling on the line. And if I'm up there, he's like, oh man, well, we got a blue collar, Midwest strong kind of dude here. If you're pulling on the line, this guy's from Rhode Island. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Hey, you got a technique guy. The fish doesn't like the technique guy.
Technique guy. But all I'm gonna say is, hey, 7 hours. Like, I haven't even watched Justice League yet, the new one, because it's 4 hours long. Think I'm going to sit in a chair for 7 hours and try to pull this fish in? You better. No, absolutely not.
You know how many holes of golf I could get in 7 hours?
Too
a
many.
lot.
Too many.
A lot.
I don't do anything for. I mean, I don't even sleep for 7 hours. Like, yeah, that's crazy.
I hear you. Let's take a break. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. It's been a fun Friday here on the show. Live from Hidden Hills Golf Club. Check out the golf card. You can get discounted golf right here at Hidden Hills Golf Club on ESPN690.com. By the way, also want to mention, go vote for our Honda the Avenues Athlete of the Week on ESPN690.com through the weekend. Congratulations to last week's winner, Hunter Carnes, First Coast High School baseball team. Hunter is having a fantastic season. He was our winner a week ago. But go vote for this week. 3 nominees, ESPN690.com. We'll be back. Put a half hour left here on a Friday on Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert Forecast on ESPN 690.
Breezy and cool through this evening. Grab a sweater or a jacket. We drop overnight into the 30s with record lows, but a sunny weekend. Less wind and temperatures tomorrow topping out in the mid to upper 60s. And on Easter Day, the low to mid 70s, but cooler at the beaches. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm Action News Jack's Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beards Diamonds. Don't miss the buy one, get one free on wedding bands through the 25th.
Here in the Sunshine State, we live in 2 time zones. We cheer for 3 NFL teams. We have over 3 million men over the age of 45, and over half suffer from ED or PE. If you're having problems in the bedroom, you'll see results on your first visit at Prime Men's Medical Center, guaranteed, or your consultation is free. Listen to a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Brown. If pills like Viagra have let you down, Prime Men's Medical Center has custom blended medications to help you last longer in the bedroom, regardless of age or past medical history, with no pain and no surgery. You'll see results right in the office, guaranteed, or your exam is free. Patients are now lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer, and it's affordable.
Contact Prime Men's Medical Center to schedule a private consultation. Call 904-664-8217. 904-664-8217. That's 904-664-8217.
Hey, boss, how's it going?
How's it going? Oh, let me tell you how it's going. So far this year, I've broken my pinky toe, had a flat tire, and currently I'm trying to pass a kidney stone the size of Rhode Island.
Well, karma strikes again.
What?
Nothing. Oh, look, it's the first Crooks R Us survey of 2021. They're asking crooks like us to list the top reasons we avoid safe touch houses.
There's the crash and smash technology, the video monitoring.
Yeah, but what's number one?
Gotta be the two-way communicator.
That's what I said.
Oh, yeah. The two-way communicator leads to verified alarms, which lead to faster response times, which are all very bad for us crooks.
Which all just circles back to the Crooks R Us golden rule. Stay away from safe touch houses.
Yeah, thanks, Captain Obvious.
Crooks know to stay away from Safe Touch houses. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of Safe Touch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Call Safe Touch today at 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
Smoked for hours, served in minutes. Now that sounds like good barbecue, and it is at Willie Jewell's in St. Augustine at Mirabella Crossing. Open 7 days a week. It's old school barbecue. Trivia night on Monday. Kids eat free on Wednesdays. Check out the Willie Jewell's app and catering for all events. Voted best wings in St. Augustine as well. Visit williejewels.com and visit Willie Jewell's at Mirabella Crossing in St. Augustine. Old school barbecue, smoked for hours, served in minutes at Willie Jewell's.
Small businesses continue to face many challenges resulting from the prolonged pandemic. Business owners are working hard to maintain customers, adjust operations, and retain key personnel. At SCORE, our highly trained counselors are here to offer their assistance. In Jacksonville, SCORE provides services to almost 6,000 individuals annually. In addition to ongoing mentoring, we are conducting webinars on topics that can provide timely advice. Visit jacksonville.score.org today for links with more information.
Watch Tanika Hughes and John Bachman on Action News Jax at 5, 6, and 11.
We make it a point to cover important local news you need to know about.
Perspective is important. It's not just what happened, it's the reason why it happened and how that impacts you.
Plus, it's where you'll find the Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
Weather is always changing, and my forecast will help you plan your day and week ahead.
Watch and you'll see why CBS 47 and Fox 30 is local coverage you can count on.
No matter what you are driving, you can step up to luxury now at any of the Fields Auto Group dealerships in Jacksonville. Cadillac, Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. Yes, it's luxury for less at all Fields Auto Group locations in Jacksonville. Plus, you'll also be part of their exclusive Fields Amenities program, where you will get complimentary loaners, car washes, and cafes. So whatever you're driving, see Fields first and step up to luxury for less during this amazing opportunity. Visit fieldsauto.com.
PDQ is bringing the heat with a new spicy chicken sandwich topped with our new signature PDQ sauce. Theirs might be good, but ours is just made better. Also try PDQ's new spicy nuggets for a limited time only at PDQ.
ESPN 690 is home for the Florida Sportsman Fishing Show hosted by Captain Rick Riles. Tune in every Saturday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. to find out what's biting now. Fishing so fresh, you can almost smell it.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? If you're looking for your engine to run a little smoother, some fuel system cleaner could help. Right now, we have buy one, get one free on Chevron Techron Complete Fuel System Cleaner. Plus, AutoZone Rewards members get a $1 bonus reward. Not a member? Don't worry. Joining is easy, and you can even earn an extra $5 bonus reward when you join with a valid email. Getting your job done just got easier. Restrictions apply. See terms at AutoZone.com/rewards.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Goodyear knows the importance of keeping momentum as you head down the stretch. Momentum starts with movement. It's pulled from the air like a contested rebound. Momentum builds with steals and fast breaks, and is proven by deep threes as the shot clock expires. Momentum is how we change the game, and now it's time to discover where it can take us. Goodyear, more driven.
Vote for this week's ESPN 690 High School Athlete of the Week, presented by Honda of the Avenues. Each week, an athlete with the most votes will be announced on Action Sports Jacks. To vote or nominate your favorite student athlete, go to ESPN690.com or check us out on ESPN 690's Facebook page.
Brent Martineau.
Daniel says, we went from hot Cheetos to shampoo, raising the intellectual portion of the show.
Austin Lane.
I'm wearing a sleeveless t-shirt. What more do you want from us, man?
It's Friday.
We never said we're intellectual.
Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690.
My biggest concern is that they're all healthy. So I'll ask them, how they're feeling and make sure that they're doing okay, and then ask them if they need anything on my end. And just like I said, stay positive, take care of your families. We're going to get through this. We're going to get through this. We're going to get through it together. Our biggest concern right now is to minimize, the spread. And I have all confidence in the world that, with our medical staff and the way our players go about this, that we'll get this nipped in the bud. So for right now, like I said, it's more about their safety.
That's manager Martinez of the Nationals. Listen, they've waited long enough. They've navigated so many things. I mean, a weekend without baseball isn't going to hurt anyone. But kind of a bummer when you're expecting to start the season.
Yeah.
Maybe the Red Sox should have got rained out again. They lose 3-0 to start. Not at all excited about the Red Sox. I'm excited about baseball, but I saw some wild. So I love early baseball, especially you see things. Ty and I we're watching this morning again. Watch that quick pitch on MLB, which is really good. By the way, you can see the game in 3 minutes, and they show a ton of highlights. But a game, I forget which game it was now. A game ended on either a pass ball or a wild pitch, or maybe it was just ball 4 that they walked them in. It might have been a couple of games like that, but you just see some sloppy play. You know what? It happens at all levels.
Yeah.
You can be at an 8-year-old game, or you can be at a big league game, and you can see some crazy things, and that's in all sports. I wonder if we should get a petition for you to retire from the MMA.
No. But I know where you're going with this. But, so can we get into it?
I mean, wait a minute now.
I should have had the audio, because the audio is crazy.
How do you lose a finger?
So, yeah.
Fighting in the cage in MMA? That happened last night.
So, last night, I'm watching UFC Fight Pass, and it's called the CFFC. It's basically regional MMA promotion. And the reason why I take part in watching is because CM Punk, who's a friend of the show, he's one of the commentary guys on it. So, obviously it's fights. There's nothing on to watch on Thursday, but yeah, let me check it out. And I believe this was the co-main event. And a guy by the name of K-Tag Pleave, who is a very, I think he's 5-1 wrestler, Olympic wrestler, former Olympic wrestler, a lot of hype around him. And it looked like he got kicked in the hand. He's going to go to defend it. He gets kicked in the hand. He kind of shuffles his gloves a little bit. I don't think anything of it, Brent.
Yeah.
The fight continues. He goes to the stool. He comes back out, and they get in a grappling exchange. They get in an exchange. The guy grabs his gloves a little bit, and then as he goes back, I think for the second round, there's talks of he's missing a finger. And it was April 1st. So I'm like, okay, this is some kind of elaborate April Fool's joke. I'm like, kind of aggressive for a regional MMA promotion, but okay, cool. So I literally think it's an April Fool's joke. All of a sudden, hard cut to the guy in the corner, and yeah, his finger's missing. And you can see the bone. And they call the fight off. So he fought around with a missing finger that was detached and then literally just taken off the bone. He fought around on that, goes back to the corner, gets up, and then fights another round, and then he goes back again. And it's excuse me, sir? So, and I'm not exaggerating, they call off the fight, and they can't find the finger. They have no idea where the finger is. So they're trying to look around the cage, can't find it. It gets to the point where the announcers, in the building, are asking the audience, the crowd, to help find his missing finger.
Oh, my goodness.
Turns out that the missing finger, and this was 15, 20 minutes after the fact, as he's escorted out of the cage, turns out his missing finger was in his knuckle. Like, because you know how MMA gloves are padded at the knuckle, obviously? That's where So his finger was in the knuckle. And I'll be honest with you, when they hard cut, when it was CM Punk saying, where's his finger? I'm like, what are you guys talking about? And then they showed that. Brett, I turned it off. I'm like, I'm done. Like, think about this. I've seen broken legs. I've seen eyes get gouged. I've seen everything. But watching that last night was the first time where I sat down. I'm like, oh, wait, that can happen to me? Huh? Missing fingers? And like for a split second, I questioned, what am I doing with my life? I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I had that conversation for a split second.
I questioned it for you. Like, I fully encourage retirement and still do. I mean, and you know, Steph's encouraged it for like a year.
Yeah, she's
so
all
we won't even tell Steph about the finger incident.
No, don't tell her about the finger incident.
Because that will
don't tell my mom either. Don't tell my mom about that one either.
Hope mom's busy on a Friday afternoon and not listening to the ESPN 690 from Wisconsin. But so what happened here was the kick was the force of the kick basically just like severed his finger.
So yeah, and like I think nothing's official yet, but what I've been reading, they think the kick severed the finger and it was like hanging on. And once again, sorry for the graphic nature, it was literally like hanging on by maybe some ligaments or something. And then in the grappling exchange, it got ripped completely off.
My goodness! Like,
and by the way, Brett,
possible.
How do you not know that you lose a finger? Like, if that happens to me, I'm like, okay, well, I'm done. My finger's gone. I can.
Yeah, that hurts.
Yeah, man.
Hey, here's the plus side. Like, if you go sparring tonight, or if you get in your next match and you lose a finger, I mean, Ronan's 8 stitches got nothing on you.
Oh, that's a good point.
I mean, that's got nothing. Like, you win the day. Like,
I sort of, hey, kick me high and I'll try to block it. Let's see what happens. Yeah.
I mean, wow. Like, you don't think of. I mean, is that seriously like there have been gruesome, like bloody battles in MMA, and you've seen a lot and experienced some.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, I would say even like sometimes like a broken leg can be even more graphic than even that.
Oh, without a doubt.
But,
yeah.
So you've seen, I mean, you see some really nasty stuff sometimes, is my guess, right?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, you know, even like, you know, a guy I used to box with, I mean, he had a detached retina. And in terms of, you know, like the visual side, it's not that bad. But obviously, if you detach your retina, that's not good for your eyeball. So, I've seen, you know, whether it's watching or just, you know, being around people in person, I've seen my fair share of injuries. But, like, that was the first time where I was like, no, I'm not watching anymore. I'm all set. And like the comment, because like imagine Brent, imagine being an MMA commentator, and all of a sudden it's like, okay, where's this guy's finger? Like that, like that's like I think they were so in shock of seeing a dude's finger missing, like they didn't know how to respond to it. And I'd probably be in the same boat.
No, I wasn't watching. I didn't see it, and so my guess is somebody had to kind of say something to him because I don't even know how you would pick that up, like because you wouldn't even think of it, right?
Yeah.
Like, so how would you even pick up the fact that all of a sudden he only has 9 fingers?
So what happened is that he goes back to the corner and like he's moving around his glove, and then his corner sees his finger's missing.
Okay,
and they're like,
so that's how it works.
Yeah, but then like obviously you know the commentators can see this happening, and they're like, wait, his finger's missing, and then you know they do the hard cut, and it's like, yeah, his finger's missing, and now it's the search to find this dude's finger. It's insane, man. So
you know, it has a feel to me like if you told somebody that, especially in the early stages of MMA, it would have like the Kimbo Slice kind of feel, like the underground, you know, of like, oh, that's what happens, you know, like if that had happened like 10 years ago or something, and maybe it has happened to somebody else, but it'd be like, oh, this is what happens in MMA. You got a real chance to lose your finger every fight, you know. I mean,
well, and I can't stress this enough, and with all due respect to K-Take Pleave. But you pick April Fool's the night to lose your finger, sir? You pick April Fool's Day? It's not April Fool's night. It's April Fool's Day. What are we doing, man? And how do you not notice? It's bad, Brent. Just bad.
Yeah, that will get the industry talking a little bit.
Yeah,
I would suspect. I mean, your reaction is kind of interesting to me, just because you do it, and it's like, you'll do. There'll be some things, and be like, well, it happens. Like, you know, again, you get an elbow to the eye and there's a lot of blood and everybody's freaking out. It's like, well, it doesn't even hurt, you know? I mean, it's like, whatever. Well, it's like an elbow to above the eye and I'm bleeding a lot. That doesn't mean anything. But this one when this one throws you for a loop, a guy who's played football and there's probably been several severed fingers in
Sure.
football. We know there's broken fingers like on every play in football.
Yeah.
And to see your reaction to it kind of surprised me too.
And I'm on Twitter trying to share it because I feel like, well, I saw it. Everybody else has to see this now too. I'm not going to be the only person that's going to go to bed tonight knowing about this finger. I need everybody else to get on my level, and there has to be some kind of support group because I couldn't make this journey alone after what I saw. But it's to kind of set the, to finish it up here and put a bow on it. It's so funny because so today, then after the fight, the next morning, I called my coach up and we're just talking MMA like we always do. And I even asked him like, hey, did you watch the fights last night? And he's like, no, I missed them. And I'm like, did you hear what happened? He's like, yeah, I don't want to talk about it. Like he even he even cut me off. Like it was, wow. And like, listen, we've seen injury after injury, but I don't think it's dawned on anybody that you can like lose an entire finger in an MMA fight.
Yeah, that's wild. It's interesting. We have those injuries in sports. I think the ones that make you like, okay, I know this can happen, but it's so rare and it's gross, and I don't even want to think about it and talk about it again. I feel like basketball. Remember the Louisville kid in the NCAA tournament years ago, or why do I forget his name now? That gruesome leg injury.
Oh, yeah,
you think about a kid like the Hayward injury. There were a couple of them recently in basketball, I think. But, the Alex Smith injury in football, there's just even the Burrow one last year.
Mm-hmm.
There's just some that are so cringeworthy. Mm-hmm. I go to hockey, I think of Brian Berard, when he gets hit in the eye.
Yeah.
It's just even in the physical sports, the violent sports, a pitcher getting one right back off the dome.
Sure.
It does happen. Even those injuries that even in the tough guy sports make you go, oh,
yeah,
because it's just so unexpected, and that's one of them.
So here's kind of the pep talk that I gave myself then last night as I was going to bed, because like I told you, like that one got to me deep. I don't know why, but just seeing the pictures and the video, I'm just like so nasty. But I think of it like this: there's been how many MMA fights ever? Probably tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of MMA fights. This is the first time I've ever heard a guy losing his finger. So you probably got a better shot of getting struck by lightning or getting a shark attack, which I don't go in the ocean, so don't worry about that one. So you probably got a better shot of doing those things than losing a finger in a cage. So we're all good.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, that's a good way. I look at things like that.
I have to, Brent.
I did for the Boy Scouts of America. We did this. It was for a charity, so we scaled down the Wells Fargo building in Jacksonville.
What?
And I was like, what am I doing here? Why am I doing this?
No. Hold up.
Oh, yeah.
Is this Boy Scouts or MI6? What are you talking about? You scaled down the Wells Fargo building.
Yeah, man. It was for charity, so I did it. And live on TV, by the way. So if I was going live on TV.
Wait, so the Boy Scouts are doing this or not?
Yeah, they do it. I think it's the Boy Scouts of America. They do it as a fundraiser.
Hey, Wisconsin Boy Scouts! I was carving soaps up and making animals out of like soap, using how to use a knife. We got We got the Jacksonville chapter scaling down the Wells Fargo building.
Yeah. So I kind of had the same view as you. I was like, would they really do this as a fundraiser if I was going to go splat on the ground? I mean, probably not, right? So that's kind of how I kind of comforted myself.
Sure.
Got to talk yourself into it sometimes.
Yes, you do.
And do it. So, and then I also said, hey, you know what? If I go down, I'm going down in glory, man. This thing's live on TV. So that's how I dealt with it. Anything good in the UFC this weekend? Other than anybody with all 10 fingers fighting.
I mean, yeah, right? No, so there's no UFC fights this weekend. Next weekend they ramp back up, but there's going to be a Bellator fight this weekend, MMA. Okay, card, but nothing to really, talk about.
Okay, well, we got 3 weeks until the Jacksonville fights, and that will ramp up. Obviously, the tickets are hot. Here, UFC coming to Jacksonville on April 24th, and 5 days later we got the NFL draft.
Are those social media credentials pretty hot too, or what are we talking about?
We put credentials in.
Okay.
You're on the list.
Nice.
Now it's not social media credentials; it's just media credentials.
Well, no, what do you mean? I get that. I got that. I got that.
You are fully applied for when it comes to credentials for ESPN 690.
Yeah, but now here's the real thing. Do they approve the credentials? That's kind of the next
we don't
hurdle.
know yet.
Yeah.
Hey,
next Dana week, White, come on.
Check back.
Yeah.
We'll be back live from Hidden Hills Golf Club here on a Friday. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690.
ESPN 690,
SportsCenter update.
I'm Jake Mitchell. As college basketball gears up for its biggest weekend of the year, one of its best coaches is stepping away from the game. North Carolina head coach Roy Williams has announced his retirement. Here's Coach.
Everybody wants to know the reason, and the reason is very simple. Every time somebody asked me how long I was going to go, I would always say, as long as my health allows me to do it. But deep down inside, I knew that the only thing that would speed that up if I did not feel that I was any longer the right man for the job. But 15 years at Kansas, I thought I was the right man. And this time at North Carolina, I thought I was the right man. I no longer feel that I am the right man for the job.
And yesterday was opening day for Major League Baseball, with some teams even playing in the snow. Around here, minor league baseball starts in May. That means the Jumbo Shrimp kick off their home opener on May 4th. SportsCenter Update is brought to you by Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
The Max Kellerman Show. The Nets started out the season without James Harden, who's their second best player, and then have played recently without Kevin Durant, who's their best player. Also, when Kyrie joined the team, he and Harden had to figure things out. There was an adjustment period. And so the Nets' record does not reflect, their entire record does not reflect the team they've become. The Max Kellerman Show, weekdays at 2 Eastern on ESPN Radio. Watch exclusively on ESPN+.
Beards Diamonds has been busy this spring,
getting their showcases ready for the largest inventory of wedding bands in North Florida.
So if you're getting married soon or want to upgrade your bands, don't miss Beards Diamonds' incredible buy one, get one wedding band sale.
April 10th through the 25th, and only at Beards Diamonds. All wedding bands are buy one, get one free.
Save thousands.
Plus, all stackables.
All right-hand rings.
All eternity bands and more are buy one, get one free.
See hundreds of the latest styles from famous designers at beardsdiamonds.com.
It's the largest selection of wedding bands in North Florida at the guaranteed lowest price.
Couples wait for this sale all year.
Buy any wedding band and get the other band free.
Now you can go bigger and better with the setting she's always dreamed of during Beard's Buy One, Get One sale.
April 10th through the 25th.
Get the lowest prices in Jacksonville, guaranteed at Beard's Diamonds.
At the St. John's Town Center or at beardsdiamonds.com.
After a long day, having my dogs greet me at the door with their silly smiles and wagging tails makes me happy. I want to keep that joy with me for years to come. That's why I trust Forever Vets Animal Hospital to keep my pets healthy. Forever Vets was voted 2019's best vet in Jacksonville Magazine's Readers Poll, and it's easy to see why. The affordable wellness plans are tailored to meet all of your pets' changing needs as they grow. Open 7 days a week, Forever Vets friendly staff is available to treat you and your pet with care. They combine extended hours with online booking to allow you to give your pet quality care while accommodating your schedule. Go online to forevervets.com to find which of their 9 locations is nearest you. And don't forget their newest location in Bartram Market. Forever Vets Animal Hospital, keeping your pets happy and healthy forever.
Hey, boss, check this out. You're never home alone and you're never away from home with Safe Touch.
What now? Never home alone. Now that one I get. It's because of the two-way communicator.
Yup. Any emergency and you're talking with the operator in seconds.
Right. Never home alone. Yeah, but what about this never away from home thing?
See, with Safe Touch's smart home automation, you can control your house from anywhere.
What, is it that smartphone thingy again?
Yeah, with the Safe Touch app, you can check your camera feeds, turn on the lights, drop the AC down, lock the doors. Boss, it's like you're there.
Never away from home. Never home alone, never away from home. This changes nothing. I still hate Safe Touch, and we still gotta stick to the Crooks or Us golden rule. Stay away from Safe Touch houses. I need an aspirin.
Crooks know to stay away from Safe Touch houses. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of Safe Touch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Call Safe Touch today at 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
It is the home of the Action Sports Jacks Dream 18, and make it your home course as well. The Golf Club at Southampton in North St. Johns County, located off County Road 210. It's family owned and operated. Southampton is a fun course to play, and the Golf Club at Southampton offers club membership programs starting at just $79 with its elite practice practice facilities, and player-friendly golf course design, it'll be your gateway to a great time with the family or with your buddies. For information on the membership programs, call the Golf Club at Southampton, 904-287-PLAY. Again, it's 904-287-PLAY.
Got a business trip, long weekend, or maybe you just really want to try that new Toyota before you buy it? Then get it all when you rent a Toyota from Arlington Toyota. With easy online reservations and rental rates as low as $19.95 a day, there's nothing stopping you from hitting the open road. You can even rent 2021 models. Rent a Toyota from Arlington Toyota. Try it before you buy it and reserve your rental online at arlingtontoyota.com today.
I received a call the other day from a woman. Her husband tragically was unable to call himself, but he had told her, if anything ever happens to me, call Morgan & Morgan. And what higher honor could we receive than protecting someone's family after they're gone? Life can be shattered in a moment. When that happens, know that America's largest injury law firm is here for you. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Children who've been abused, neglected, or have serious emotional issues need a comforting place to heal. Daniel offers them residential treatment with intensive therapy, but needs your help in furnishing one of the children's cottages. Please help Daniel raise $150,000 in 150 days to furnish their future. Every new bed or dresser helps create an environment of hope and healing for local kids in crisis. Donate at danielkids.org.
PDQ is bringing the heat with a new spicy chicken sandwich topped with our new signature PDQ sauce. Theirs might be good, but ours is just made better. Also try PDQ's new spicy nuggets for a limited time only at PDQ.
ESPN 690 is home for the Florida Sportsman Fishing Show hosted by Captain Rick Riles. Tune in every Saturday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. to find out what's biting now. Fishing so fresh, you can almost smell it.
Looking for a new car? Well, look no further than my friends at Arlington Toyota. With over 400 new Toyotas on the lot, Arlington has the inventory you've been searching for. And with every new Toyota purchase, you get Arlington's worry-free 30-day exchange policy and lifetime warranty with unlimited time and miles. Check out Arlington Toyota today. Shop in person at 10939 Atlantic Boulevard or online anytime at arlingtontoyota.com. Visit arlingtontoyota.com/April for full details.
This message is sponsored by the Florida A&M University Medical Marijuana Education and Research Initiative, the Florida Association of Broadcasters, and this radio station.
Are you curious about marijuana? Florida A&M University established the Medical Marijuana Education and Research Initiative, also known as MARY, to educate the public about medical marijuana use as well as the detrimental health and social impacts of unlawful marijuana use on local communities. Find out more at mmeri.famu.edu.
Today's times, I should say that I'm not retiring or resigning. I'm opting out. That's the most ridiculous phrase I've ever heard in my life. Why the hell don't you just say I quit? So I'm old school and I can't use those words, but I will tell you that I'm retiring and resigning as a men's basketball coach at North Carolina. It's been a thrill. It has been unbelievable. I've loved it. It's coaching, and that's all I've ever wanted to do since the summer after my 9th grade year in high school. No one has ever enjoyed coaching like I have for 48 years.
That is the great Roy Williams. Big impact on college basketball and the coaching world, quite frankly. It was good to hear from University of North Florida's men's basketball coach Matthew Driscoll, get his perspective on Roy Williams as he says goodbye to college basketball and the University of North Carolina. We are live at Hidden Hills Golf Club. Thanks to Russ Libby and the staff for the hospitality here. Once again, you get discounted golf by purchasing the Dream 18 card on ESPN690.com. Check it out. Hidden Hills and 7 other golf courses, discounted golf, some free stuff from Baker Sports and Smoothie King and Dome hats along the way, discounted purchases from Palm Beach Autographs. So check out the Dream 18 card on ESPN690.com. And while we're at it, you know, one of the cool things golf has done in recent years to appeal to the younger generation is start up this PGA Junior League, and they have that out here at Hidden Hills. And Russ Libby says it's really been a big success. And if you want to sign up and be a part of it, have your kid be a part of it, They are hosting another season of the 13U PGA Junior League. Registration's now open. They will field 2 teams. It's basically like Little League golf style. It's a team sport kind of feel, which is cool. 620-0910 is the number to call, 620-0910, or you can visit www.pgajuniorleague.com. That's Junior JR, so pgajuniorleague.com. And it's a public course, so you can be anywhere and be a part of the Hidden Hills team. Austin, we're like out of time. That's it. Give me one thing. You got something going on this weekend, or is it all about the Final Four?
Pretty much all about the Final Four for me. What are your predictions? Who you got?
I just can't stay away from Gonzaga. The one thing I didn't mention, we were talking about it before, I think you got to keep Gonzaga out of the paint, their guards out of the paint, and just hope they miss threes.
Yeah.
I think it's the only way to beat them, really.
Yeah, give me UCLA and give me Baylor, because I got to go. Listen, I understand it's a foolish pick. I think Gonzaga's got it, but I can't go against the Murray State blood, man. It's who we are. So what's up to Mick Cronin?
And UCLA has played fantastic. So we'll see what happens. That's tomorrow, then championship game Monday. We'll be back at it Monday. Once again, it'll be Masters Week as well. So just like Austin loves it, all golf all the time next week.
Can't wait, Brent. And by the way, hey, Steven, man, you absolutely crushed it today. Fantastic first day. I'm not one for first impressions, but I'm very impressed.
Yeah, you were awesome. Appreciate
Thank you very
it.
much, guys. Happy to be here.
And the anime, Shock Your Mock, was just creative and well done.
Thank you very much. We should have had Josh Allen on it, too. Josh Allen's a big anime guy.
I thought about that, but I didn't know how long.
Yeah,
we'll have him on again. He's a good friend of the program. Good to have Josh Allen on. If you missed it, check out the Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 podcast. Subscribe. Go check it out. You can also watch it on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Stephen, nice work. Austin, have a great weekend to you and the family. Happy Easter to everybody out there who celebrates. And I'm Brent Martineau. Thanks to Hidden Hills Golf Club for having us. Live Local Loud coming up on ESPN 690. We'll see you on TV all weekend, CBS 47 and Fox 30.
How do you measure the depth of your sadness? What number of arguments is too many? How do you count your sleepless nights? Don't. Count on DuPont Counseling Group at Jewish Family and Community Services instead. Our professional counselors can assist with everything from depression to relationships to children's issues. Trust DuPont Counseling Group to help you navigate life's challenges better. Jewish Family and Community Services. Here for mental health. Here for Jacks. Learn more at hereforjacks.com.
Hello, you have reached the Crooks or Us training helpline. Today we're explaining the term verified alarm to all you newbies out there.
Oh, boss, I can explain that. A verified alarm just means that whatever caused the security system alarm to go off has been verified.
Correct. And what alarm company is known for providing the fastest verified alarms?
Safe Touch Security.
Exactly. Because Safe Touch has the two-way communicator, which leads to alarm verification within seconds.
And alarm verification is very bad for us crooks.
Yeah, unlike a non-verified alarm that police label a low priority.
Like right below getting Grandma's cat out of a tree low.
So, to sum up, verified alarms. Just one more reason we crooks have the golden rule, stay away from Safe Touch houses. Remember that, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, kitty, kitty.
Only one security system